Hello and welcome inside Atlantic Union Bank Park in English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia. Top 25 ACC baseball as the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels take on the 24th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. Hello, I'm Tyler Katz, joined alongside Ryan Wilkes for 3304 Sports. And Ryan, a huge game for Virginia Tech. They've taken the first two games of this series, game 3 today, and a potential chance to sweep a top 25 team.
Yeah, we talked about it pregame. Looking for their first sweep since 2017 where they took down the Boston College Eagles in all 3 games. And, they've looked good in the first 2 games, putting up a lot of runs, 10 in the first game, 6 in the second game. And we talked about the bullpen for the Tar Heels struggling and starting pitching as well. That hasn't been their highlight this series, but they're going to look to get back on track today with Max Alba on the mound.
For Virginia Tech as well, the main storyline in this series against North Carolina has been the strikeout. They have 36 strikeouts in the first 2 games combined. So far, in just 2 games, that ranks 4th all-time in Virginia Tech history in an ACC series. So that means just 4 strikeouts away from a new record for Virginia Tech baseball in an ACC series for strikeouts.
Yeah, we saw a lot of strikeouts yesterday from Chris Gerard first with 8 strikeouts, and then Graham Fearved coming in relief after 5 strong innings from Gerard, dealing 6 strikeouts in just 2 innings of play. It's really impressive stuff from Fearved and the pitching staff overall. The bullpen gave up 1 earned run yesterday, 3 earned runs by Gerard. A good start from him, but the bullpen really came through for the Hokies and really negated the Tar Heels offense.
Virginia Tech, a 6-4 victory over North Carolina yesterday. It marked their first series victory over North Carolina in program history, and now looking to take a sweep. Taking a look at Virginia Tech's history in sweeps, as we mentioned, they haven't had one since 2017. The last time they had one against a ranked opponent was back in 2015, a sweep here in Blacksburg against the, at the time, number 1 in the country, Virginia Cavaliers. So looking for their first sweep against a ranked opponent since 2015.
That would be quite the mile marker for this Hokies team. This season's been really impressive for them. They have taken their past 2 series against ACC opponents, both of which are ranked. First beating number 6 Miami, and now against the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels. And this is something the Hokies are going to get used to this season. The ACC is very strong, but the Hokies also have a good team of their own. And Carolina's going to look to get a win here today to avoid the sweep, and they're going to have to get the bats on the ball here today.
Moving on to North Carolina, the big story for them has also been their pitching, similar to Virginia Tech, but on the opposite side of that. Their pitching hasn't looked great. They came into this series with the top-rated pitching staff in a Power 5 conference with a 1.57 combined ERA. This series alone, they've had a 9.00 ERA.
I think that speaks to the power of Tech bats, as well as just the struggles of the North Carolina starting pitching. I mean, Tech has got runs on the board early and often, and that's just testament to their bats like TJ Rumfield, Cade Hunter. But, the Tar Heels definitely have that ability to have really strong starting pitching, and that's something the Hokies need to be aware of because they're going to come with it all here today.
Meanwhile, North Carolina's bullpen, it seems like their starting pitching has been strong the entire series. A good start from Love in Game 1 and Carlson in Game 2. But their bullpen allowing only 1 earned run all season came against UVA before entering the Virginia Tech series. They've allowed 10 earned runs out of the bullpen. North Carolina has been falling apart when they take out their starters.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard for North Carolina with a crowd that they're not really used to. The crowd here at English Field has been extremely rowdy and very loud, and that could play a huge role in the bullpen because fans are few and far between this year with COVID protocols, and Tech is allowing 1,000 fans, so that could be a factor. But yesterday, Joey Lancelotti just struggled finding the strike zone, had a lot of walks, and just couldn't really find his footing, and that played a big role in the Tar Heels losing that game. He gave up 3 earned runs, and that they might look to find their footing today, but that is a big note. 1 earned run coming into this series, 10 this series. The Hokies have really put the bat on the ball early and often against the bullpen, and that's going to be another factor.
As our coaches meet at home plate with our umpires, North Carolina, coached by first-year head coach Scott Forbes, after legendary North Carolina head coach Mike Fox retired after 22 years. And how about this for North Carolina legacy? Forbes just the 5th UNC head coach since 1931.
That's incredible. I mean, he had a long tenure with the Tar Heels, and Forbes is doing a good job this season. I mean, 6-3, 2-3 in the ACC, struggling to start, but they have had a couple tough series against Virginia, and so they're going to look to get a win here today and look to get their 7th win of the season.
Meanwhile, Virginia Tech has fourth season head coach in John Sheff. Entered this season with a losing mark, trying to get his guys into the program. He currently carries a 65-66 record, so could get his overall coaching record at Virginia Tech back to 500 with a win today over Carolina.
Yeah, rough couple seasons for Sheff coming in, but it does look like he has his guys in now, and they've been very impressive so far, trying to get their coach above 500. And, the Hokies have been very, very impressive so far this season. A lot of that is thanks to Coach Sheff and his staff's recruiting, getting guys in here and getting them ready to go for the Hokies.
Well, with that, we'll take you down the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the 25th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, similar lineup to what they've had all series, a few changes here and there. They'll lead off with left fielder Angel Cerretti, right fielder Caleb Roberts batting second, batting third center fielder Justice Thompson, batting fourth the first baseman Brett Centracchio, fifth the designated hitter Max Troiani, batting sixth the catcher Thomas Frick, seventh the third baseman Clemente Inclon, batting eighth the shortstop Danny Cerretti, and batting ninth the second baseman Colby Wilkerson. North Carolina will go with Max Alba, their Sunday starter, on the mound. For Virginia Tech, again, similar lineup, one change here or there for the Hokies. They'll lead off with center fielder Jack Hurley, batting second the right fielder Gavin Cross, batting third the first baseman TJ Rumfield, fourth the third baseman Kevin Madden, fifth the designated hitter Tanner Thomas, sixth the second baseman Tanner Schobel, batting seventh the left fielder Jonas Seeger, batting eighth the catcher Dane Leonard, and batting ninth the shortstop Fritz Genther. Virginia Tech going with Anthony Simonelli on the mound.
Interesting note with the Tar Heels, you're looking out for Justice Thompson, who had an absolute bomb to center field yesterday, I think with 468 feet. Just an absolute rocket. And, Colby Wilkerson getting the start here today. He had a couple at-bats yesterday, nothing doing, but the Tar Heels fidgeting with the lineup a little bit. And I think for the Hokies, it's important to note Cade Hunter is not starting this game at catcher. It will be Dane Leonard, his second start of the year, or his third start of the year, looking to get things going for him.
For North Carolina, they go with a starting pitcher who was drafted in last year's he was drafted out of high school in the 39th round by the Los Angeles Angels. Decided to come to college anyway and is now pitching to avoid the sweep for North Carolina. We'll take a break for starting lineups and national anthem, but we'll return for first pitch here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park. You're in beautiful Blacksburg, Virginia. Bit of a chilly day for baseball, around the high 30s, but partly cloudy skies as we get set for baseball. On the mound for Virginia Tech is Anthony Simonelli, the starting pitcher for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech today wearing white pants, black tops with the orange word mark and orange numbers, black hats with an orange brim. Meanwhile, Carolina going with a very Carolina blue theme. White pants, Carolina blue socks, Carolina blue tops with white Carolina script and numbers, and Carolina blue batting helmets and caps. So an overwhelmingness of Carolina blue coming from that first base dugout. Meanwhile, for Virginia Tech, warming up on the mound is Anthony Simonelli. His last appearance was on February 28th, the starting pitcher against Miami. He pitched 4 2/3, striking at 4, and led up a home run to the Hurricanes. 1 week later, he'll get another start trying to sweep the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of fans here at English Field today chanting, "Let's go Hokies." A bit of normalcy around here at English Field. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, as you said, high 30s. Wish it was a little warmer, but we'll take it. Beautiful day for baseball as we're getting ready to get going here.
Virginia Tech, just their third game allowing students back after Virginia Governor Ralph Northam lightened up the restrictions starting at the first of this month to allow 1,000 fans into outdoor facilities rather than the previous 250. Leading off for North Carolina will be the left fielder Angel Cerretti. He started in both games, so he'll get another start today. The redshirt sophomore out of Reidsville, North Carolina. Taking a look around the diamond, our umpires for today's game. At first base, it's going to be Blake Felix. Second base umpire, Danny Everett. Third base umpire, Brandon Henson. And behind the plate calling balls and strikes is David Pritchett. Pritchett previously served as the first base and second base umpires in the first 2 games of the series. Finally gets a chance to be behind the plate for game number 3.
Yeah, he's getting a chance to be behind the plate today, and, you know, the Hokies will figure out his strike zone pretty early as they're getting ready to go here.
And we are good to go as Angel Cerretti steps in. 3 for 9 this series. Went 1 for 4 in game 1, 2 for 5 in game 2, and he'll get his first at bat today. Simonelli's first pitch low and inside, the fastball clocking in at 92 miles per hour. Ball number 1 starts this game off.
Coming with a heat early with 9-2 inside. Couldn't find the strikes in there, but a fast pitch there from Simonelli.
Cerretti gets contact down the right field line, but foul. Evens the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 fastballs by Simonelli, both clock in at 92.
Yeah, he's really throwing the heat today already and getting his first strike of the day. Good pitch there from Simonelli.
Third pitch to Cerretti. This one's a ground ball, fair ball. Taking it will be the first baseman, TJ Rumfield. He'll take it himself. That's a 3 unassisted for Cerretti, and 1 gone to start off the Tar Heel first.
That was a nice smooth bouncer there to Rumfield, taking care of it with no problem. Cerretti did hustle down the first baseline, but he was not in time. Good play there by Rumfield.
So that will bring up Caleb Roberts. Roberts was able to have a lot of success against Virginia Tech in game 1 of this series. Went 2 for 4, 2 strikeouts and 2 home runs. So back in game 1, it was either he didn't hit the ball or launched it over the fence.
Yeah, we talked about it pregame. Roberts was the life of the Tar Heels offense in that first game.
First 2 pitches both go high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Thompson. And it seems like Virginia Tech has been pitching around Caleb Roberts the past couple games as he lifts this one, a high pop fly into right center field. Chasing after it and making the play is going to be Gavin Cross. So 2 gone on the fly out to right. And so that will bring up the dangerous Justin Thompson for North Carolina.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. He had a huge home run to deep center yesterday, and he's going to look to provide it yet again today. He did have another RBI in that game with a single. He was the life yesterday for the Tar Heels, looking to replicate that performance here today.
Came into this series with a 5.50 ERA. First pitch to Thompson is fouled back into the screen for strike 1. He's since gone 2 for 10 in this series with 6 strikeouts. That brings his average down to a 4.29 on the season. Simonelli winds up and deals. That one goes outside, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 gone, top of the first.
You know, I think it's impressive that we can say a 2 for 10 performance brings his average down to 4.29. That's just how impressive Thompson's been so far this year for the Tar Heels.
He had a home run in yesterday's game, and that one's going to be a line drive into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Coming over to make the play on it for Virginia Tech is Jonas Seegers. It will hold Thompson to a single, but North Carolina gets their first base runner of the day off Justice Thompson.
A good hit there, a good solid fundamental hitting there by Thompson. Just getting the bat on the ball and getting into left field for a base hit.
For North Carolina, that will bring up Brett Centracchio. The graduate student out of Alpharetta, Georgia, played his undergrad days at Davidson, transferring to North Carolina for his graduate year. Pickoff attempt back in there safely and easily is Thompson. Centracchio has some history with collegiate baseball. His father, Greg, played baseball at Hartford. Another pickoff attempt, Thompson back in easily yet again. But he also played against North Carolina in the 2017 Regional Championship as a member of Davidson, now playing for the Tar Heels.
Yes, and Centracchio is 4 for 8 this series as we see another pickoff attempt, the third one of this at bat. No pitches so far to Centracchio, but he's had a great series, 4 for 8 from the plate. Only 2 strikeouts, which have been, the Tar Heels' kryptonite so far this series, so he's been having a good series so far.
Centracchio batting .313 overall. First pitch, and we see Thompson take off, bobbling the ball at shortstop is Fritz Genther. So Thompson in there safely. So after 3 pickoff attempts, Thompson does indeed take off for second base and is in there safely.
And we see by Simonelli, who's probably trying to keep him on there, trying to shorten his lead because Thompson is a threat on the bases, and he takes advantage of it there, getting a second. It looked like if Genther would have not bobbled the ball, he probably would have tagged him out, but just bobbled it there, maybe felt the footsteps of Thompson coming down the baseline.
Thompson's first stolen base of the series. That pitch was in for a strike to Centracchio. Second pitch, that's a ground ball foul down the right field line. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. North Carolina does have a runner in scoring position after the Thompson stolen base.
Yeah, I think it's important to note in this series for both teams, there's been a lot of early action on the scoreboard, and now in this first inning, top of the first, the Tar Heels do have a runner in scoring position, got ducks on the pond. Let's see if they can take advantage of it here.
We got the unified clap from the crowd of 1,000 at Atlantic Union Bank Park. Simonelli gets the sign, checks in on Thompson, sets and deals, swing, foul tip. Just getting a piece of it with Centracchio.
Yeah, we hear a lot of groaning from the crowd because that was a great pitch from Simonelli. Centracchio good to just fight it off to stay alive in this count.
Change up getting to 86 miles per hour to try to punch out Centracchio. Again, the crowd getting the unified clap in. Long look at Thompson. The deal, swing and a miss. Simonelli strikes out Centracchio to end the Tar Heel first.
Simonelli with a little swagger hopping off the mound. A great pitch there down and inside, getting Centracchio to swing on that. Bounces off the mound with excitement. The Hokies are coming up to bat in the bottom of the first.
It will be Hurley, Cross, and Rumfield due up for the Hokies when they bat first. Coming back here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park. Max Alba warming up on the mound for North Carolina, the Sunday starter for North Carolina. His last appearance, he earned the loss against UVA on February 28th. That was the Sunday game of North Carolina's last weekend series. They lost 3-2. He earned all 3 runs as starting pitcher.
Yeah, even though he lost that game, he kept the score low. He kept the Tar Heels in at 3-2 loss. Just the Tar Heels couldn't come through. The UVA pitching just negated them a little bit. But he's been decent so far this year. Let's see if he can get something going for the Tar Heels.
Defensively for North Carolina, the other side of the battery, Tomas Frick at catcher. In the infield, it's Brett Centracchio. Second base, Colby Wilkerson. Third base, Clemente Inclon. And shortstop, Danny Cerretti. In the outfield, it's left fielder Angel Zarate, center fielder Justice Thompson, and right fielder Caleb Roberts.
Yeah, Inclon getting his second start of the year. He got his first start yesterday for the Tar Heels. Looking to, snare the balls there in that corner, the hot corner over there at third base.
Leading off for Virginia Tech is the true freshman Jack Hurley, left-handed batter for Virginia Tech out of Boalsburg, Pennsylvania. Had a special moment back in Game 1, his first collegiate home run. Not only that, but he's been a Tar Heel killer this series, going 4 for 8 in both games combined. Alba winds up and deals for the first pitch of his appearance, and it's right down the middle of the plate at 91 for a strike.
Good pitch by Alba there to start off the at-bat. And we talked about Hurley earlier, but he got his hands on the hammer that first game, throwing the sledgehammer in the ground for the Hokies.
Hurley batting a .318 mark on the year. Second pitch by Alba, low and inside. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gavin Cross, the right fielder, on deck for Virginia Tech. TJ Rumfield in the hole. Alba sets, gets the sign. Wind up in the pitch. Hurley swings, a ground ball, second base. The throw over to first is in time. It was Wilkerson to Centracchio to get Hurley out.
Yeah, Wilkerson getting the start today, getting the ground ball to start off the game at second base, making a good throw over there to Centracchio, and the Tar Heels get the first out of the game.
That will bring up Gavin Cross, the starting right fielder for Virginia Tech. Has dabbled in both hitting and pitching. Got a pitching appearance last year. Didn't go the way he wanted to. Got a earned run and an overall ERA of 99.0. So I'm not sure if Chef will put him back in to pitch again. Cross shows bunt, pulls back, but gets the ball called. So good job on Cross to pull back, 1-0. Alba fires inside. That one's low and inside, ball 2. So Cross, 2 good takes so far, 2 balls, no strikes, 1 gone.
Yeah, interesting on the first pitch that he squared around the bunt. It's weird seeing a hitter like Gavin Cross square around a bunt like that early on.
Cross does have some legs. He attempted 1 stolen base this year, did not make it. Pitch goes outside. At least from my perspective, that looked like it could have gone as a strike, but it's going to be a 3-0, and I would expect the red light to be on for Gavin Cross.
Yeah, it did look like he got the edge of the plate there. Nonetheless, a ball called there and a 3-0 count right now.
Cross has walked 3 times this season. See if he can make it 4. Pitch goes inside, and Cross draws a 4-pitch walk. First base runner for the Hokies comes by way of the free pass.
Yeah, a big walk for the Hokies there, getting a runner on early with 1 out. And now power hitter TJ Rumfield, the transfer from Texas Tech, coming up to the plate, looking to get something on the scoreboard for the Hokies early on.
TJ Rumfield has been very special for Virginia Tech, the transfer out of Texas Tech, but he's been doing great things for the Hokies. He already has 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, has a 2-for-6 mark in this series, trying to improve on that and drive Cross around the bases. After the 4-pitch walk by Cross, Alba sets up to deal to Rumfield. And that pitch is inside, so 5 straight balls now, and the fans here at English Field are letting Alba know about it.
Yeah, and this is a really big home field advantage for the Hokies, and something that Tar Heels are not used to. 1,000 fans, really exciting here for the Hokies, and it's definitely playing to their advantage.
Rumfield does a couple of practice swings before stepping back into the box. Pitch goes inside and rolls to the back of the plate. Cross is taking off to second, and you got to expect that that's going to go, as I believe that looked to be a pass ball on Tomas Frick.
Yeah, the freshman struggling a little bit early on. And Alba looks a little shaken up. It's at 6 balls in a row for Alba. The count now sits at 2-0 against the power hitter Rumfield.
So that will go down as a wild pitch on Alba, so he looks to be a little bit shaken up. They've got the chance going here in Blacksburg, and now you have Gavin Cross in scoring position with 1 out. The deal to Rumfield. That one's in there for a strike.
And the groans from the crowd chanting ball 7. That was not ball 7. That was strike 1 in this count for Alba.
So a 2-1 count to Rumfield. Rumfield batting .367 on the young season. 8 games for the Hokies so far. This is game number 9. Alba checks in on Cross. No one was covering second. High pop fly. That's going to go into left field foul territory. Looks to be playable, but it will fly into the Virginia Tech bullpen. Running over was Clemente Inclán, the starting third baseman for North Carolina, just ran out of real estate.
Yeah, Inclán proving why maybe he deserves some more starts. Really hustling, putting his body on the line out there, sliding down the third baseline out there near the Rawlings logo on the Hokies wall. Just couldn't get to it in time. Was a little bit over the wall, too far for Inclán.
So Inclán steps back into his original position. Meanwhile, Rumfield will have a 2-2 count with 1 gone. On deck is Kevin Madden for Virginia Tech. Alba checks in on Cross. Cross takes a big lead as Rumfield fouls it into the screen, keeping the count at 2-2.
I looked for a second like Cross was going to take off to third, but he was just extending his lead out there, maybe trying to get in the head of the young catcher and Frick.
It looked to maybe be a hit and run, but he held up just as Rumfield was swinging, so I don't believe that was the call. But it looked like Cross was acting like it was, maybe trying to throw Frick off guard at the catcher for North Carolina. Alba the deal. Rumfield, high fly ball into left, but it's too high and stays in play. Cross thought about tagging up. It will go to the left fielder in Angel Cerretti. So that will put 2 outs for Virginia Tech, and now a base hit is needed to drive in Cross from second.
A big out there from Alba. You know, he fought back in that count down 2-0. The chants from the crowd were getting loud and just found his composure, composed himself, and got the fly out to center field. Good play by Cerretti in left, coming on that ball that was in shallow to middle left field.
Now we'll bring up Kevin Madden, the third baseman for Virginia Tech. Has a .323 mark on the year. Was the power hitter for Virginia Tech last season. To this point in the season last year, he had 3 home runs, still looking for his first. Ground ball ripped down the left field line in foul territory for strike 1.
If that one stayed fair, it could have created some havoc for the Heels. Looked like Cross probably would have scored on that play, maybe even a double for Madden, but just went a little foul.
Madden 4 for 9 in this series. He went 2 for 5 in game 1, 2 for 4 yesterday, including a double in the Saturday game between the Heels and Hokies. The 0-1 count to Kevin Madden. Swing right back to the pitcher. Instead it will go to the second baseman. Making the play on it was Wilkerson, so a 4-3 ground out to Kevin Madden ends the Hokies' threat. Both the Heels and Hokies get a runner to second, but no further. End of the first, we're tied at 0. We'll come back here for the second inning on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia. Top of the second, leading off for the Tar Heels is going to be Max Troiani, the designated hitter for North Carolina.
Troiani had a big day yesterday. He went 1 for 1 yesterday. And he's gotten the bat on the ball quite a bit here for the Tar Heels.
Troiani, the graduate student. Line drive right field. Chasing after it is Gavin Cross. It gets to the corner. Rounding first, and a stand-up leadoff double for Max Troiani.
Big play there from Troiani. Just ripped it down that right field line. Giving chase was Cross, but couldn't get there and had to throw it in to the cutoff. And now the Tar Heels have a runner in scoring position after the first pitch of that at-bat.
A huge leadoff double for North Carolina. That will bring up Tomas Frick, the starting catcher. Frick 2 for 7 in this series with 5 strikeouts. So he has not put a ball into play and not gotten a base hit off of it. First pitch goes outside from Simonelli. Ball 1 to Frick. Frick a 240 mark this season with a double so far in the early season for the Heels. Simonelli checks in on second base. High fly ball into right field. That's hooking and will go foul, so strike 1 to Frick. Got a lot of power and pop into that ball.
Yeah, he did, and it just went a little bit foul. It looked like Cross is going to have to give chase again. I don't know if he would have gotten there. It did look like it was tailing towards the right field line. If that one would have gotten down, it would have been a guaranteed run for the Tar Heels.
The Heels are threatening. On deck is Clemente Inclon. Simonelli checks in on Troiani. Pitch goes low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count to Tomas Frick.
This is a big hitter for Simonelli. You don't want to put 2 runners on with no outs. He's probably going to need to get this one here.
Simonelli looking at the signs from Dean Leonard, the starting catcher for the Hokies. Checks in on Troiani. The pitch, high fly ball into foul territory. Chasing after it is Rumfield. It will go out of play, but barely out of play. Rumfield would have been able to make a play on it if there wasn't a screen in the way.
Yeah, it looked like if there wasn't that screen there, Rumfield would have been able to reach over and just grab it. It was just out of reach of his glove, but the net there did prevent him from making the play.
The foul ball does even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes for Tomas Frick, the freshman out of Greenville, South Carolina. Unified clap coming here from Atlantic Union Bank Park again. Simonelli looking to get the first out by way of the punch out. And that one will come inside and hit Tomas Frick in the head. Runners on first and second for the Tar Heels, and not the ideal start for Simonelli and the Hokies.
That's a big shift there. A 2-2 count, looking for the payoff pitch to strike him out, and just nailed him in the back, and now they've got 2 on with no outs.
So that will bring up Clemente Inclon. Inclon got a couple of appearances earlier this series. He went 1 for 1 with a single in game 1, 0 for 2 with a strikeout in game 2 for a 1 for 3 mark overall, and we're going to get a meeting at the mound to try and calm Simonelli down.
Yeah, it's important that they get to him and kind of just calm him down and let him know that things are all right, and he's just got to focus in and settle in and get his composure to get a couple outs here.
I believe that's Ryan Fecto, the pitching coach for Virginia Tech, coming out to the mound to talk to Simonelli. Simonelli 1-0 this season with a 2.70 ERA in 10 innings pitched. Transfer from both St. John's River Community College and Coastal Carolina before finally making it here to Blacksburg and Virginia Tech, as Inclon will step back into the plate. On deck for the Tar Heels is Danny Cerretti. At the dish now is Inclon. Goes low and inside. First pitch is a ball to Inclon.
Yeah, another ball there from Simonelli. He's just got to look to get his footing here, settle down, and just get a couple good pitches in the zone.
Inclon, the junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Went to Bowles High School, 3 back-to-back state championships with the Bulldogs. And that was going to be a base hit into right center field. Rounding third and heading home is Troiani. The throw from center field to the plate, not in time. It was closer than it should have been. But Troiani comes in to score. Runners at the corners for North Carolina, and they take the lead 1-0.
Good hustle there by Troiani, getting around third base and getting home. The slide, the throw was just a little bit to the left and late, and Leonard was not able to apply the tag. Now the Tar Heels have the 1-0 lead. Runners on the corner, still no outs. Leonard giving some signs to Simonelli, maybe trying to calm him down a little bit as they look to get an out here. Maybe an important double play up the middle could happen, but the Tar Heels are in business early.
For North Carolina, runners at the corner, still nobody out, and it will bring up Danny Cerretti. Cerretti, the sophomore out of Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. First pitch, high down the middle of the plate, too high for ball one.
It's a big batter for Simonelli. You know, he could get a double play up the middle possibly, or just get the out, but it's important here that they get an out here.
The double play would likely drive in Frick from third. Frick standing at third, Inclon at first. Pitch goes low and inside for ball number 2, so it seems like Simonelli is struggling with control.
Yeah, he is struggling. A lot of balls low and inside. Just got to look to get his footing here and getting out.
Cerretti puts his bat out to the edge of the batter's box before setting up. That one's low and inside for ball number 3, and Simonelli clearly struggling out there.
Yeah, he's pounding low and inside. He's missing low, and, you know, that's 3 balls in this count. The Tar Heels could load him up on this pitch.
Red light should be on for Danny Cerretti, and it is, and it's high. That will load the bases on the walk. Still nobody out for the Tar Heels, and that will bring up the 9 batter in Colby Wilkerson, a big spot for the Heels.
Huge spot for Wilkerson getting the start today, and then they go back to the top with Cerretti, and Simonelli's just got to slow down here and figure it out because now the bases are loaded with no outs.
Wilkerson getting only his 2nd plate appearance of the series. He got a pinch hit appearance yesterday in the 8th inning. He reached on an error, so is 0 for 1 on the season. So still looking for his first hit in his collegiate career for Colby Wilkerson, and it could be a big one. Pop up, foul territory. Chasing after it is Madden. Runs into the wall as the ball lands in the terrace down the left field line. For strike number 1.
Yeah, important for Simonelli to get a strike there after 4 straight balls. Now he's got an 0-1 count and looking to get Wilkerson out here.
Meanwhile, North Carolina looking to add on to their lead. Virginia Tech, no stranger to playing from behind in this series. We're down 5 in game 1, a 6-1 mark before opening things up in the 5th inning. Trying not to get too far behind in the 2nd today. Foul ball, a hard ground ball ripped down the right field line, but in foul territory.
Now the crowd comes back alive here at English Field. The 0-2 count, big out here for Simonelli if he can get it.
Wilkerson looking to avoid the strikeout. North Carolina, still no outs in the top of the 2nd. They've already scored a run. Unified clap coming from English Field. Simonelli sets and deals, swing and a miss, and Wilkerson goes down on strikes. And the crowd here celebrates, but you have to remember, that's only out number 1.
That is only out number 1, but you got to take it step by step here for Simonelli. You're in a big jam here, bases loaded, and a leadoff hitter's coming up now, so you got to take care of him.
That will bring back up the top of the order in Angel Cerretti. Cerretti grounded out to first base unassisted in his first appearance last inning. So North Carolina already getting back to the top of the order. Cerretti check swing, called strike anyway. Looks like Simonelli has gained back some confidence after the punch-out.
Yeah, and it really helps that he has a crowd behind him cheering him on, looking to get the double play is very much in play now, as you could get 2 here to end the inning.
Cerretti, 323 batting average to this point in the season, including that ground out in the 1st inning. Bounce pitch right in front of the plate for a ball. Cerretti has some family ties to baseball. His dad, Carlos Cerretti, played baseball professionally in Mexico. Cerretti trying to look to play professionally in the United States in a MLB organization after college. Simonelli checks up on the runners. Ground ball. That one will get through the infield into right field, making the play, and it will be Gavin Cross. Rounding third and coming home is both Frickin and Clun. And North Carolina, 3 runs in the second inning. A big mark for them early in Game 3 of the series.
Coming up clutch is Angel Cerretti, and just out of the reach of Tanner Schobel, rolling to Gavin Cross in right field, and Simonelli was not able to get out of this one unscathed. Now the Tar Heels have 3 in the top of the second.
The first 3 batters of the inning now have all come around to score for North Carolina. Runners at the corners for Caleb Roberts. And I don't think that's anybody. That's one person that the Hokies didn't want to see at the plate now this inning. But it's a high fly ball, hooking foul to left field. Chasing after it is Jonas Seeger, who makes the catch, but tagging up at third and coming home is Cerretti. So you now have to wonder if Seeger should have let that ball go for the foul ball, because you just allowed a sacrifice fly into foul territory.
Yeah, I think he knows it too, because that just allowed the Tar Heels to add another in the top of the second. They're up to 4 now, and the Hokies are playing from behind once again.
So a mental mistake by Jonas Seeger as he allows the run to come in on a foul, what should have been a foul ball, and that will bring up Justice Thompson, who's got a hot bat to start the season, just not in this series, batting .444. He got a hit in his first appearance, a single and a stolen base.
Important for Simonelli to get this out here and stop the bleeding for the Hokies and allow them to get back in the batter's box.
Tar Heels have already scored 4. First pitch to Thompson goes outside for ball number 1. The Heels only scored 4 runs all day yesterday. They scored 6 runs in game number 1, so already approaching that average of runs scored in this series in the second inning for the Tar Heels, and looking to add on to that for Thompson. Check swing, called strike anyway, the second time we've seen that this inning for the Heels. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone.
Yeah, big strike there now, even in the count at 1-1, and Simonelli's going to look to get Thompson out here to end the inning.
Angel Cerretti standing on second. He tagged up as well after the Seegers catch in foul territory on the Robert sac fly. Thompson has a 1-1 count. Simonelli checks up on Cerretti. Pitches outside for ball number 2, so 2 balls, 1 strike to Thompson. He has 3 home runs on the year. With a 4th, that would make the score 6-0 Heels if Thompson were able to put one over the fence. Centracchio on deck. Pitch on the outside corner of the plate, but it catches the strike zone. Strike number 2 on the called strike. That evens the count 2-2 with 2 gone.
If you're Thompson, you are looking at that one, because that's a pitch right on the corner there, and Simonelli's had trouble finding the strike zone, so you're not going to give him anything, but a good solid pitch on the outside corner.
Simonelli ready. He sets and deals. Outside pitch. Full count to Thompson now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Cerretti stands on second with Centracchio on deck for the Heels.
The payoff pitch now, looking to hopefully strike him out for the Hokies, because if he doesn't, that's another base runner for the Tar Heels.
Simonelli checks up on second. The pitch, swing and a miss. Thompson goes down on strikes. That stops the bleeding, and he drops the pitch. The throw by Leonard is in time to Rumfield for the 3rd out. So the Hokies get out of it, but not before the Heels score 4. We'll be back for the 3rd inning to see how Virginia Tech responds on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia. North Carolina is scoring 4 runs in the top half of the second inning. Virginia Tech trying to respond, and leading off for the Hokies second is Tanner Thomas, the designated hitter.
Yeah, Thomas has had a tough series, 2 for 9 in this series, but he's going to look to get a base runner on for the Hokies, looking to cut into this 4-0 deficit.
Thomas 1 for 5 in game 1, 1 for 4 in game 2, but came around to score on his lone base hit. He'll lead things off to start the Hokies second in game 3 of this series. Pitch by Alba, high and way too high as it goes all the way to the backstop and rolls back to the home plate umpire. An easy call for the umpire, ball 1.
Yeah, that one wasn't anywhere near the strike zone, and we've seen control issues from both pitchers so far early on.
Second pitch on the 1-0 count, and that one will also go outside and high for ball 2, so a 2-0 count. Home plate umpire David Pritchett calling the balls and strikes today in Blacksburg. Alba ready, long wind up and deals, and that one's too high above the lettering, but down the center of the plate. But it's a ball nonetheless. 3 balls, no strikes. And honestly, I would expect a pitch right down the middle by Alba, knowing that Thomas has the red light. And indeed, that's exactly what it is, an 89-mile-per-hour pitch right down the center of the plate, a 3-1 count to Thomas.
Good take by Thomas, though, because Alba had been pounding the top of the strike zone and missing. So there you want to take and put the count in the pitcher's hand.
Wind blowing 10 miles per hour to center field. So a good hitter's day as another pitch goes right down the middle, this time at 88. Thomas has not taken a hack at any pitch so far in this at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 21st pitch of Alba's day on the way. The wind-up and deal. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled back over the press box and out of the ballpark in foul territory. So continuing to fight, Thomas will see his 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, Alba fought back in this count, being down 3-0. Now the count sits at full, and we'll see what happens here.
Tanner Thomas. High pop-up into foul territory. This one's tracking towards the Hokies dugout. And making the play in foul territory is Clemente Inclun. An incredible play in foul territory. I didn't think he would have enough space.
Yeah, Inclun has been really, really good so far for the Tar Heels. Making that play. It looked like that ball was going to trail out of play, but it just curved right back in. Right in front of the Hokies dugout, Inclun was able to make the play.
Well, I mentioned the wind being in the favor of the batters, but it seems like the wind pushed it back into play for Inclun to make the play. But either way, that will bring up the second baseman for the Hokies, Tanner Schobel. Inside pitch, Schobel has to duck out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, Schobel got his first home run of his career yesterday for the Hokies. Let's see if he can replicate that here today.
Schobel, the starting second baseman, wearing number 8 for the Hokies. Second pitch goes high, so 2 balls, no strikes, and reminiscent of the last Thomas at-bat, Alba starting the count behind.
Yeah, another count where Alba's behind. He'll look to battle back here to get the second out.
Schobel, the freshman out of Williamsburg, Virginia. Swing, high fly ball, left field, that's deep, that's fair, that's gone. Virginia Tech on the board, and it's hammer time here in Blacksburg.
Another deep ball by Tanner Schobel. We just mentioned it. His first home run of his career yesterday, his second today. He cranked that one, took a long look at it as it flew to left field, and the Hokies are on the board, and the hammer is out and into the ground.
Tanner Schobel launches one over the wall. First base hit for the Hokies today. Goes over the fence for a home run. And as exciting as that was, it's still 4-1 North Carolina. Virginia Tech, a lot of work to do.
Absolutely, but the bomb by Tanner Schobel awakes this crowd, and the Hokies are in business.
Jonas Seeger steps in, and I don't know how you can replicate that deep fly ball to left.
Yeah, Seegers will look to get the Hokies on the board once again or even get a base runner, but the crowd is alive now. The Hokies are in business. They cut in the lead 4-1 now.
Jonas Seeger struggling to the early part of the season. He has a 176 average as he takes the first pitch high for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Seeger, the native of Gainesville, Virginia. Seeger 1 for 3 in this series, but he started both games. He has walked 4 times in this series, so he's finding ways to get on base.
Yeah, he's a tough hitter to get out. He's very confident in the box, and he's very smart taking pitches that aren't in the zone. He's very disciplined, and he's not going to swing at many that are outside the zone.
For Seeger, the sophomore, as we're going to get a meeting at the mound for North Carolina, and coming out to talk with his pitcher is Bryant Gaines, the only pitcher remaining from the former Fox staff at North Carolina in his 11th season with the Tar Heels. The remaining coaches for Carolina, all first-season coaches. Seeger, the sophomore, went to Battlefield High School. He earned letters in high school in both baseball and football. Last season, he went 0 for 3 in 5 pinch hit appearances. He's already got a better start on that, and his on-base percentage continues to grow with each walk, and he takes another ball. That wasn't an easy one as it went over his helmet. Nice catch to reel it in by Tomas Frick. 2 balls, no strikes to Seegers.
Yeah, not a tough pitch for Seegers to take. That one was way out of the zone, and now the count sits at 2-0.
Pitch by Alba, and another pitch is high. 3 balls, no strikes, and that draws some life into the Virginia Tech crowd.
Yeah, they're very excited now. The count sits at 3-0. Seegers looking to do what he's been doing all series and get on base via the walk.
3-0 count. Red light should be on for Seegers. The pitch takes it down the middle of the plate for strike 1, 90 miles per hour.
We've seen Alba do this a lot, battling back in the count. Just chunk by chunk, he's getting those pitches in the zone. Now the count sits at 3-1.
A 3-1 count to Seegers. The pitch by Alba. That one's inside. And for the 5th time this series, Jonas Seegers has found a base on balls.
Yeah, he's been kind of the utility guy for the Hokies, just getting on base at will in this series. And now he's on again on first. 1 out. The Hokies looking to put more on the board in this inning.
If you remember the baseball movie Moneyball, it wasn't about home runs. It wasn't about doubles, triples. It was about who gets on base. And Seegers is that guy for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, he is. And now he's on again. 5th time, like you said, 5th time this series. Now he's looking to get around the bases and touch home.
That will bring up Dane Leonard, the catcher. Hasn't seen a appearance since February 28th against Miami. Pickoff attempt. Seegers gets back, and that one gets away. Taking second base and now going to third. Centracchio got away from it. It rolls all the way to the wall in shallow right field. And off a pickoff attempt, Jonas Seegers finds his way to third and is 90 feet away from home.
And that seems like it's the effect of the crowd in Alba's head. He just makes a bad throw over there, but Centracchio did miss a pick. And now the ball rolled to the wall, and it looked like Seegers even thought about going home there, but now he's on third. The Hokies looking to cut even more into this deficit.
And that will go as a throwing error on Alba. So an error for the Tar Heels, the first by either team today. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound, and the Virginia Tech crowd is letting Alba know it after the error. Leonard at the plate, and you have to remember, if Alba replicates what Schobel did 2 batters ago and sends one over the wall, the Heels still have the lead.
They do, but now the Hokies are back in business and the momentum has shifted. And now it looks like Alba's day is over as he walks to the dugout. A little bit puzzling. He had struggled to find the zone, but he wasn't that awful to start the game.
I am frankly stunned by that call. He lets up a home run and a walk. He only let up 1 hit today, and the Tar Heels are going to the pen. It's a decision, frankly, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a little puzzling by the Tar Heels, but obviously they think their plan in place is better as now a pitcher comes in trotting from the bullpen.
A reminder, North Carolina's bullpen has been terrible so far this series, to be frank. They allowed 1 earned run entering the series. They've allowed 10. And so coming in will be Connor Olio, wearing number 40 for North Carolina, and already in relief after Alba, the starting pitcher, pitches 1 1/3.
Yeah, a little puzzling there. Now, Olio looks to come in and end this inning and as he's going to get his warm-up pitches in. But like you said, it's just kind of puzzling that, Alba had not really struggled too much. He was struggling to find the zone a bit and a bad pickoff attempt over there, but overall he hadn't been too bad so far. He's only given up 1 hit, but obviously the Tar Heels saw something better of it to bring in Olio.
Olio, the true freshman, saw his last appearance February 25th against the University of Virginia. He pitched 1 1/3, striking out 1. Did not let up a base runner, though, so a perfect 1 1/3. We'll let Olio warm up and be back here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park. Connor Olio stands in a perfect ERA to this point in the season as North Carolina goes to the pen after just 1 1/3. Dane Leonard steps back in with Seeger standing on third. First pitch is in there for a strike. Olio gets the call. An interesting decision by first-year head coach and Scott Forbes. His bullpen has been struggling against Virginia Tech, so he does have a full bullpen. He only used 2 pitchers yesterday. Just an interesting decision to put some more guys in after such short work. Second pitch to Leonard is a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Leonard was swinging for the fences there, jerked his head out of the box, but 2 good pitches from Olio to start the at-bat and start his day. Now he's got the 0-2 count on Leonard.
Olio, Butler High School out of Renfrew, Pennsylvania. He had a pitch low and outside in the dirt. Frick is going to step out of the box to back up Seegers back to third. Olio at Butler High School ranked 4th in his graduating class, so not only does he have the brawn and athletic ability, but also the brain power to get that high in your class rankings. Seegers fakes a steal home. Swing and a miss by Dane Leonard for out number 2.
Huge strikeout there from Olio. Kind of takes the air out of English Field, but now Fritz Genther comes up looking to cut the deficit to 2, maybe 1 with a home run, but we'll see here. In the Hokies now have 2 outs, and they're threatening to leave a runner on third.
Genther, the Corona freshman out of Kingston, New York, has really been struggling in this series, going 1 for 8. He got a lone base hit, came around to score in game number 1, went 0 for 4 yesterday with a punch-out. First pitch to Genther is low and outside for a ball. So Olio, the new pitcher for North Carolina, comes in a lot sooner than I think everybody here at the ballpark was expecting, but so far a good start punching out Dane Leonard. Second pitch to Genther, check swing, low and outside. Home plate umpire makes the call himself, says no swing. So 2 balls, no strikes to Genther.
Yeah, we see yet another count that Carolina gets back behind in, but they've done a good job getting back in counts here today.
The 2-0 to Olio. Seegers standing at third. Frick, a nice block on a pitch in the dirt, 86 miles per hour. 3 balls, no strikes to Fritz Genther.
Yeah, Frick has had trouble this series blocking pitches, but he's done a good job with 2 here recently, keeping Seegers on third.
Genther has drawn 3 walks this season, trying to draw a 4th on 4 straight pitches. Ball is inside, and on 4 straight pitches, Fritz Genther, 4th walk of the season, 1st walk of the series, puts runners at the corners with 2 away.
More importantly, here comes leadoff hitter Jack Hurley. Now the Hokies have runners on the corners, threatening once again.
And here come the ball 5 chants. We've seen an excellent home crowd turnout for Virginia Tech in the first 2 games of this series, and the 3rd game is no different.
Yeah, we see some interesting outfits out here. See some sombreros, see some brooms, see some ski goggles. So Hokies coming out in droves today.
A couple of signs from Frick as it looks like we'll see a shift. Corners are in. The midfielders playing closer to the outfield for Jack Hurley. Hurley, a very speedy player. We saw that in some of the early games this season. A lot of infield base hits for Hurley. But it all goes on your weakest link, and right now that's the guy standing at first base and Fritz Genther. And don't forget about Seegers standing at third. Hurley batting .304 on the young season. First pitch inside, ball number 1, and the 5th in a row by Olio.
Yeah, the crowd really playing a factor as now they chant ball 6. As if this one is a ball, it will be the 6th consecutive ball by Olio.
Runners at the corners for Virginia Tech with 2 away. Hurley sent one over the wall in game 1 of this series. It would be a big opportunity in this appearance, and a pitch goes high and outside. And if I'm Coach John Sheff right now, I'm telling all batters red light is on until Olio can throw a strike.
Exactly. This is a 6th straight ball. If I'm the coach, I'm telling them, watch those pitches.
I would expect a breaking ball down the middle from Olio, as we saw by Alba earlier. And that's exactly what it is, an 89-mile-per-hour pitch. I believe that was a fastball, not a breaking ball, so slightly off of my prediction, but it was down the center of the plate.
And Hurley did exactly what we talked about. He watched that one go right down the middle, as he should, because Olio and Alba have both struggled to find the strike zone.
That will make it a 2-1 count on Jack Hurley. Steps back in, a huge opportunity for the true freshman. He's batting 4 for 8 in this series, going 2 for 4 each of the first 2 games. Pitch goes high, and now the ultimate hitter's count, 3 balls, 1 strike to Jack Hurley.
The count's in Hurley's hands, and if he gets on base here, that will load the bases with 2 down for the Hokies.
Hurley 4 RBIs this season. A base hit would at least get him 5 with Seeger standing at third. Olio sets, gets the sign from Frick, shakes it off. Pickoff attempt back to first base is Genther. A very good pickoff attempt by Olio, just couldn't get Genther at first.
Yeah, that one did not get by Centracchio there at first, and the Hokies stay on first and third.
Centracchio holding at first base. Olio deals. Hurley, line drive, left center field. That one's deep. That one's back. That one is gone. We are tied. 4 runs apiece off the Hurley slam.
And the hammer is hot once again. Jack Hurley with his second home run, a little dice roll celebration down the third baseline, stomps on the plate, and the Hokies answer the heels. 4-run top of the fourth with a 4-run fourth inning of their own, and the hammer is out again. Hurley's pumped up.
Hammer down for Jack Hurley. We are tied at 4 after a 3-run home run by Jack Hurley. And this is what this series has been. Back, forth, back and forth. I would love to see this matchup again in Durham for the ACC championships.
This has been quite the exciting series to cover. Both teams playing great baseball, and it's just amazing to see baseball like this in March.
First pitch to Cross is in the dirt, ball 1, and the Let's Go Hokies chant is back here at Atlantic Union Bank Park, and it's hard not to get excited with a crowd like this.
It really is, and the excitement around Virginia Tech baseball is bigger than ever in Blacksburg, and we're seeing that here today.
So a 1-0 count, that one gets away, and that's going to hit Gavin Cross in the ankle, and he is down and hurt. That went right off his right ankle, and he's going to trot back. Trainer is staying in the dugout. Interesting after seeing their player go down on a knee, but he is going to jog to first base. A very good sign by Cross after being hit by the pitch. And now we're seeing that decision to go to the bullpen backfiring on North Carolina.
It is backfiring, and Frick's looking to, calm Olio down and get him going. And when Cross is hit by that pitch, you hear the crowds from the Hokies just silence as he doubled over. It looked like when that ball hit off his ankle, but he looks to be all right, and he's on first, 2 down, and now Rumfield's up for the Hokies.
And you can't blame Olio. That was not an intentional pitch, even though there has been some heated moments between the two sides. Olio just playing fair ball. Rumfield, line drive, right field. Chasing after it for Carolina is Roberts. Rounding second and heading to third in safely is Gavin Cross. So after being hit by the pitch, he gets 2 more bases. Runners at the corners for the Hokies. The 2-out rally is real, and it's here.
It is, and now Kevin Madden steps up to the plate, and the transfer from Texas Tech with just a drive down the first baseline. Good defense by the right fielder, allowing the ball not to get by him and keeping the runners on the corner. And the Let's Go Hokies chants are alive, and this crowd is rowdy here at English Field.
They are fired up, especially after the game-tying home run by Hurley. And almost immediately after Hurley hits that home run to tie the game, the Hokies yet again have runners at the corners.
Yeah, and they're threatening again. Rumfield on first, Cross on third. Now Madden steps into the box.
Kevin Madden, a ground out to second base in his first appearance back in the first inning. And with the Madden plate appearance, the Hokies have now batted around. The 9th pit batter for Virginia Tech this inning. Pitch inside. That one gets away. Pass ball by Frick, and coming home and scoring is Gavin Cross, and the Hokies have taken the lead with a 5-run inning in the second.
Frick struggles behind the plate continue. That pitch was right in his glove. Not even a bad pitch by Olio. Just gets away from Frick, and Cross comes in with ease.
Additionally, Rumfield advancing to second base, so replace that runner at third with another runner in scoring position. So Madden now has one runner still in scoring position, but a runner at second instead of on the corners after what will go as a pass ball on Frick. And as you mentioned, Frick has struggled with control behind the plate all series. Swing and a miss by Madden. Ball 1, strike 1.
Madden's got a chance to bring in Rumfield, and I feel like if he does that, this crowd at Atlantic Union Bank Park will erupt louder than they have ever before.
Kevin Madden has been in a slump in the early season, had a lot of power in the 2020 campaign before it was cut short. Trying to earn that back, still has not launched one over the wall this season. Swing and a miss by Madden. That will put him behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone, runner at second. The Hokies have scored 5 in the second inning.
It looks like Madden's a little ahead on the pitches, perhaps expecting Olio to bring some heat, but he drops that one off at 84 miles per hour, getting Madden to swing.
5 runs on 3 hits and an error for the Hokies here in the bottom of the second. Line scores at 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for North Carolina, 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Hokies. Swing and a miss in the dirt, and Madden goes down. I believe he was tripped up by Frick. And a bit of confusion as there was really no call or anything on the field, but Madden does strike out. I believe he was tagged up by Frick on the drop third strike. Bit of a confusing sequence there, but we end the second inning, and it's a barn burner through 2, 5-4 Hokies. We'll get you a recap of everything that happened in the second when we return for the top of the third here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia. This series has been crazy. This game has been crazy. The Hokies lead 5-4. All of the runs scored today have come in the second inning. As we lead off the third inning, we're almost an hour into this game, Ryan.
Yeah, it's just been incredible so far. Like you said during the break, it's hard to remember a time where you see two scoreless frames in the first, and then you go the second and a 4 and a 5 posted on the scoreboard.
First pitch to the leadoff batter for Carolina, Centracchio, catches the inside corner of the strike zone, for strike 1. Centracchio struck out back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 today. Pitch goes high and outside. Centracchio able to lay off for ball number 1.
Yeah, you see a difference in length of leashes here today. The Hokie starter had a rough second inning, but he's back in. The heel starter is out.
Foul ball by Centracchio, and we mentioned last inning the decision to go to Olio immediately after putting in Olio. He strikes out Leonard, walks Genther, then lets up a home run to Jack Hurley.
Yeah, a bit of a puzzling decision like we've talked about to take out Alba after only giving up 1 run and 1 hit. Real puzzling to take him out with only 1 out in that second inning.
1-2 count. Centracchio swings and misses. He goes down on strikes for the second time today.
You hear the left to right chant from the Hokies crowd, sending Centracchio back to the dugout. Simonelli gets him.
And this is the atmosphere I really love to see at baseball games, no matter where you are. The atmosphere that comes at football games, that comes at basketball games, we really need to see get more into the sport of baseball. And this crowd at Virginia Tech has been doing just that. Troiani steps in for North Carolina and takes the ball high and inside for ball 1.
Troiani had a big RBI in the first inning, getting that hit through the right side of the field. Looking to get back on the board here today.
Troiani led off with a double, came around later to score off the Inclun single. Takes another pitch for a ball, so Simonelli falls back in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Simonelli already his 45th pitch of the day on the way. Line drive center field, chasing after it and deep. That one's going to hit off the base of the wall. Hurley throws it in, sliding into second safely is Troiani, and 2 doubles in 2 innings for Max Troiani.
Yeah, it was not an RBI on the last hit, but that is his second double of the day. Really getting the bat on the ball for the Tar Heels and putting them in position to get on the board once again and even this one up.
Troiani entering today's game had no doubles on the season. He has 2 today. So good start to the day for Troiani wearing Carolina blue. And we'll bring up Tomas Frick. Frick got hit by the pitch in his last plate appearance in the second inning. He later came around to score off the Cerretti single. On deck for Carolina is Clemente and Clun. High pop-up. This one's heading straight back towards us in the press box. That one's going to find a seat in the second row out of play.
Yeah, Frick has had some problems behind the plate, but he's going to look to make up for that a little bit here with an RBI.
Frick batting .240 on the season. Has a lone RBI in this season for the Tar Heels. One note for Carolina. One note for Carolina is that they only have freshman catchers, so they've had a bit of struggle finding a starting catcher. Ground ball to third. That one's going to go away. A fair ball. Rounding second and coming home is Troiani, and the Tar Heels have tied the game.
Yeah, it just looked like it bounced off there. Bounced off the glove of Madden and got around the third baseline and scored Troiani there. A good RBI there by Tomas Frick.
So Frick, it just bounced off the third base the base at third base. Remained a fair ball. Troiani, great base running to score, and the Tar Heels have tied it at 5.
Now it looks like Chef is going to come out and talk to the umpire, maybe discussing whether or not that was actually a fair ball.
And for North Carolina, having this call reversed would be huge because you send Frick back to home plate, and I don't believe you can argue fair or foul, and indeed our home plate umpire in Pritchett will come back, put back on his mask, and that call will stand as a single for Frick. So standing in now will be Clemente Inclun. Inclun singled and had a RBI driving in Troiani back in the second inning.
Yeah, he takes that first one low, looking to put the Tar Heels up as they just tie this one back up. You know, this one's been back and forth, a bit of a tug of war here.
So North Carolina has tied the game. They're going to try to take the lead. Inclun check swing, called strike, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball by Simonelli, clocks in at 84.
Good pitch there, getting back in the strike column, evening up this count at 1.
Cerretti on deck for North Carolina. Top 25 matchup between number 24 and number 25. Swing and a miss by Inclun. That makes it a 1-2 count to the third baseman for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Simonelli blew that one right by Inclun at 84 miles per hour. Inclun was a little ahead of it there, maybe expecting a fastball.
Inclun got the start in Game 2 of the series, got a pinch hit appearance in the 8th inning in Game 1. Pitch looked to be right down the center of the plate. The home crowd wanted it. Called ball, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the crowd didn't like that one, but it did look like it might have been a little bit outside, but that call could have gone either way.
Unified clap coming yet again. The Hokie crowd seems to like that one. The 2-2 to Inclun. Foul ball back into the screen directly behind home plate. Count remains 2-2.
Good pitch there at 77 miles per hour from Simonelli, and Inclun looked a little lost on it. Good on him just to foul it off and stay alive in the count.
Hokies do have one arm in the bullpen. Simonelli has 52 pitches so far today here in the top of the third. The 2-2 yet again to Inclun. Swing and a miss. Inclun goes down on strikes. And all ready for Anthony Simonelli. 5 punch-outs today.
Yeah, big strikeout there from Simonelli, getting Inclun to set him down for the second out of the inning.
That will bring up Danny Cerretti. Walked back in the second inning, came around to score off the Caleb Roberts sacrifice fly. So Simonelli, 5 punch-outs today. And that's a bit of Virginia Tech history as well, as a pitch goes high and outside for Danny Cerretti. For Virginia Tech, you take a look at their strikeouts in a single ACC series. They had 36 coming into today's game. 39 was the record back in 2019 at Florida State. Throws his bat right into the shift. A fly out to Tanner Schobel will end the North Carolina inning to tie the game. But back to our bit of history, as Cerretti just threw the bat. Virginia Tech looking over like, how do you let that happen? But for Virginia Tech history, the most strikeouts in an ACC series with 5 punch-outs today. That's 41. Virginia Tech setting another chapter in the history books. We're tied at 5. The Hokies will come back for the bottom of the third when we return. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park here in Blacksburg, Virginia. 39 degrees and partly cloudy. Taking a look at that record set by Virginia Tech, and Anthony Simonelli's 5 strikeouts today propel Virginia Tech to 41 strikeouts in this series, which is their most in an ACC series. The previous record was back on March 8th and 9th against the Florida State Seminoles down in Tallahassee. They lost that series, but with 39 strikeouts, and 3 members of this current Virginia Tech team pitched in that series. Peyton Alford, Chris Gerard, and Jason Hurd. Alford getting 5 punch-outs, Gerard and Hurd getting 1 each. So all 3 of those pitchers part of history twice now on the Virginia Tech roster. Tanner Thomas steps in for Virginia Tech to lead off the third inning. Takes the first pitch high and outside for ball number 1. Thomas in his previous at-bat fouled out to the third baseman in Clun. Trying to put a ball not only into foul territory, but able to get on base this time. The 1-0 to Thomas. Took a healthy cut just too high over the pitch. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, like you said, a big cut there from Thomas, maybe trying to get his hands on the hammer from the dugout, but nothing doing there. 1-1 the count now.
So far this season for Tanner Thomas, pitch goes high, pops out of the glove of Frick. Nobody on base, so no damage for the Tar Heels. Batting .320 on the season and is batting 2 for 10 this series. He has 8 hits on the young season with 2 doubles and a lone RBI. Thomas, check swing, called strike anyway. And we've seen a lot of those where it doesn't even have to be appealed. It's just a called strike regardless. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas seemed to think that one was high, as did the Hokies bench. But nonetheless, that one called a strike. Hitting right at the top of the zone, 2-2 now.
Thomas also led off the second inning, now leading off the third after the Hokies batted around last inning. Thomas swing and a miss, and he'll go down on strikes. Thomas 0 for 2 today after the punch-out.
A big strikeout there from Olio, finding his footing after last inning, getting the first out of the inning.
Tanner Schobel, and the guy who started everything up last inning for the Hokies with a solo shot and started the relief of Alba, puts in Olio, and he will face Olio for the first time today after homering last inning. Olio sets and deals knowing who he's dealing with. Pitch goes low and outside for ball number 1.
Yeah, he sure does know who he's dealing with. Schobel sent a no-doubter out to left field to start that rally in the second inning for the Hokies.
Olio has 3 earned runs on the day. His only 3 earned runs of the season, actually, as the pitch goes on the outside corner of the plate for Schobel, evening the count at 1-1. That puts Olio's season ERA up to a 6.23 right now. Healthy swing and a miss by Tanner Schobel. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Olio seems to have the Hokies swinging and missing a lot this inning.
Yeah, that swing looked awfully familiar to the one that sent the ball over the left field fence.
Pitch by Olio, check swing, appeal says no swing. First base umpire Blake Felix says he did not go around. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Olio in relief, his 29th pitch in relief of Alba on the way. Ground ball to the shortstop, making the play on it is Cerretti. The throw over to first is in time, so Schobel, after the big fly, grounds out in his next at-bat. 2 gone, nobody on for Virginia Tech, and that will bring up Jonas Seeger.
Good play there by Cerretti. We see bouncers like that all the time, allow speedy base runners to get on, but he made a good play on that ball, catching it, fielding it, throwing it, and getting him out at first.
Seeger's 5 walks, just 3 at-bats this series. So 8 plate appearances, most of them he's gotten the free pass. Olio deals to Seegers, low and outside for ball number 1. Seegers also dealt with Alba before he was relieved, so Seegers taking on Olio for the first time today as well. Seegers, huge swing foul, and deep foul territory. That's going to hit off the roof of the James Weaver Baseball Center. But great power by Seegers. Just needs to straighten that one out for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, like you said, if he would have straightened that one out, that would have been a no-doubter to left, but just way too far out of play.
The pitch by Olio, that one rides inside. Seegers has to duck out of the way. It's a 2-1 count to the left fielder wearing number 37. Batting .176 this year. He's 5 for 17. Swing and a miss by Seegers. And so the batter who usually waits out the pitches and draws a lot of walks, a bit more aggressive against Olio. 2-2, 2 gone, nobody on for Virginia Tech. Swing and a miss by Seegers, and he'll go down on strikes. Frick drops the ball, tags out Seegers, so a scoreless frame for the Hokies. Our first time that we've had a scoreless frame and 1.5 innings of play. We'll head to the fourth in a tie ball game when we return on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field, Atlantic Union Bank Park on 3304 Sports. I'm Tyler Katz, joined alongside Ryan Wilkes. Virginia Tech and North Carolina in Game 3 of the series. Virginia Tech has already clinched this series, trying to sweep the Tar Heels, but they're tied 5-5 entering the fourth.
Yeah, we talked about it during the break. That's a lot less of an eventful frame in the bottom of the third for the Hokies right after their 5-run second inning. But nonetheless, this game is tied as we go into the top of the fourth inning.
Leading off the fourth inning for North Carolina is the second baseman, Colby Wilkerson. He struck out swinging in his previous plate appearance back in the second inning. Still looking for his first collegiate hit. First pitch inside, called for a ball. From my perspective, that looked to be right down the center of the plate, but of course we're at a bit of an off angle. I believe that one was called inside. Wilkerson calls time right before Simonelli sets and deals.
Yeah, that was another pitch that really could have gone either way, but it's just subjectivity of the umpire. I thought that one was a little too inside.
Angel Cerretti stands on deck for North Carolina, followed by Caleb Roberts. Line drive down the right field line. Hits into foul territory, barely missing first place umpire in Felix.
Yeah, that one looked like it could have been Wilkerson's first hit. I think he probably wanted that to be right down that baseline. It was real close to being fair, but just foul. That one would have been a guaranteed at least a double for Wilkerson.
North Carolina, 1 for 3 today for their leadoff batters. 1-1 count to Wilkerson, goes outside for ball number 2. Simonelli still working as a starting pitcher for Virginia Tech. North Carolina can't say the same, going to their bullpen back in the second inning. But there is a few players in the bullpen for Virginia Tech. Swing and a miss by Simonelli for strike number 2. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're tied at 5, top 4.
Yeah, he placed that one right where he placed the first pitch of the at-bat. That time he got Wilkerson to cut on it.
Here comes the pitch, low and inside to Wilkerson. That makes the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's really pounding that inside corner. Couldn't get Wilkerson to swing there. Good discipline by Wilkerson to hold up.
Simonelli ready. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Wilkerson goes down on strikes for out number 1.
Yeah, that's Simonelli's 6th strikeout of the day as the ball swung around the diamond. And now Cerretti comes back up to start off the lineup for the Tar Heels.
So that will bring us back to the top of the order for Carolina in a tie ball game, 5-5, top 4. Cerretti 1 for 2 today, a ground out to first and a base hit. Got to second base before the end of the inning. Back in the second, taking his next plate appearance in the fourth. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 to Cerretti. The left fielder for Carolina holds off on pitch number 2, low, below the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike for the Tar Heel. Batting .344 on the season. Simonelli's pitch goes high and outside. Cerretti, starting the count 0-1, has worked it back in his favor. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Cerretti has provided 2 RBIs here for the Tar Heels, looking to maybe get another one here off Simonelli.
On deck is Caleb Roberts. Pitch is in there for strike number 2 to Cerretti. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you see Simonelli going from working the inside corner last at bat to now hitting the outside corner against Cerretti.
The pitch and a foul ball, count remains 2-2 as Cerretti stays alive in the at-bat.
Yeah, good cut there by Cerretti, just fouling that one off. Again, another pitch to the outside corner. Simonelli maybe seeing that outside corner is working against Cerretti and pounding it in this at-bat.
Cerretti 1 for 4 in game 1 of this series, 2 for 5 in game 2. That's 3 for 9 overall in this series, including today he's 4 for 11. Another foul ball heads right back to the Carolina dugout, and a nice play by the UNC head coach in Scott Forbes. barehanded play in the North Carolina dugout.
Yeah, first-year coach maybe showing a bit of athleticism over there, snagging that one before it could hit any of his players.
Now, to be fair, it was a slow-moving ball, and that one's going to ride in. It looked like it hit Cerretti. Apparently not, as Cerretti jumps out of the way.
Yeah, now that counts at 3-2. This will be a huge out for Simonelli and also be a huge base runner for the Tar Heels.
Nobody on with one gone. Full count to Cerretti. And another foul ball. Cerretti and Simonelli battling each other. 8 pitches so far. The 9th pitch of the at-bat will be the next pitch that Simonelli deals.
Yeah, this has been one of the longer at-bats we've seen Simonelli face. And Cerretti's just fighting off pitch after pitch, really making Simonelli work for this one.
The pitch and another one fouled off, so a 10-pitch at-bat for Cerretti and Simonelli. We're at 9 now. The next pitch will be the 10th of the at-bat.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Cerretti's fighting off pitch after pitch, and he's not going to let this one come easy for Simonelli.
70 pitches today for Simonelli with the 71st on the way. Sets, gets the sign, deals. Swinging another foul ball, and this is a good old-fashioned battle between hitter and pitcher.
It really is, and we'll see who comes through in the end. Cerretti looking to maybe put one out there in the outfield, and Simonelli looking to send him back to the dugout.
Cerretti 1 for 2 today, 344 average on the season. Trying to get a base runner on for the Heels. Swinging another foul ball. Cerretti doing an excellent job of staying alive.
Yeah, Cerretti doing everything but putting that ball in play, making Simonelli work for this out, and he's looking to put one out there in the outfield.
Cerretti attending Rockingham County High School, the redshirt sophomore for the Heels. Native of Reidsville, North Carolina, continuing to play in his home state. Now Cerretti puts one high and deep into foul territory into right field. And that will make it 13 pitches coming up on the way to Angel Cerretti. 12 so far.
Yeah, like you said, a good old-fashioned pitcher and hitter battle, and it continues here.
Cerretti fouls another one off, and the question now becomes, how long will this last?
Yeah, and this is not only important for the Tar Heels to get a runner, but it's really upping the count of Simonelli. And one hitter, it's 14 pitches, and the Tar Heel bench really likes it, getting Simonelli's pitch count up.
North Carolina 5, Virginia Tech 5, top 4, nobody on and one gone. Full count to Cerretti, and it's high and outside, and after 14 pitches, Angel Cerretti draws a walk.
Huge to get the Tar Heels with a base runner. 14 pitches and going to no avail for the Hokies. Simonelli gets Cerretti on with the walk.
I'll bring up Caleb Roberts. Roberts, the right fielder, who's 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice fly in the second inning to left field.
Yeah, Roberts was the life of the Tar Heels in the first game, but hasn't done much in these past 2 games.
Simonelli's pitch count is high. I wouldn't be surprised to see him relieved for either at the end of this inning or before the inning, depending on how the rest of this batting order goes. It's Roberts, Thompson, and Centracchio due up for North Carolina, with Cerretti standing on first. Pitch goes outside to Caleb Roberts for ball number 2. Make that ball number 1. 1-0 count to Roberts.
You see the bullpen a little active out there for the Hokies, maybe looking to relieve Simonelli in just a few pitches.
1-0 to Caleb Roberts, batting .265 on the year with 4 home runs. 2 of those came against the Hokies in game number 1. Pitch goes low and inside for ball number 2, 2-0 to Roberts. Roberts this season batting .333 against the Hokies. In his career with North Carolina, batting .263 against Virginia Tech. Rumfield trying to hold Cerretti on first base. Time is going to be called by our home plate umpire. Stepping back into the box is Caleb Roberts. In a tie ball game, 5-5. Foul ball heading to the North Carolina dugout. Hits off one of the padded rails there.
Yet another foul ball. Yet another foul ball. We've seen that a lot in this inning. And just another one fouled off by Caleb Roberts. The Tar Heels haven't put the ball in play yet, but they've made a lot. They've made the pitch count go up a lot for Simonelli.
Simonelli currently standing at 78 pitches with the 79th on the way. That one's a high drive, right field and deep. Caleb Roberts can't get enough as that one's going to be tracked back. And it was caught. Taking third was Angel Cerretti. A heads-up play by the Hokies, as I think Cerretti thought that one was going to get down. It was instead caught by Gavin Cross in a huge double play to end the inning for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, just a mental mistake from Cerretti. I don't know whether or not it was him or the first base coach that sent him, but that ball did look like it was going to get down. Nonetheless, Gavin Cross got under it, recorded the out, and got Cerretti out at first.
A huge double play for the Hokies. Leave the Tar Heels scoreless in the fourth frame. We'll be back for the Hokies side of the fourth, tied 5-5 on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park. Tyler Katz joined alongside Ryan Wilkes on 3304 Sports. An odd double play where Cerretti forgot the number of outs in the inning, cost the Tar Heels a potential run, and we remain tied at 5. Leading off for the Hokies is Dane Leonard, shows bunt, pulls back, and the right call to pull back as it's a called ball number 1. Olio threw 1 2/3 and remains out there for the Tar Heels, so already out pitching the Tar Heels starter. Leonard shows bunt again, pulls back. This one's a called strike.
Yeah, that one looked a little high. I'm a little puzzled by that call. Maybe on the bunt attempt, but I'm not sure. But it looks like Leonard is trying to bunt on this at bat as he has squared around twice already on 2 pitches.
It'll be Dane Leonard. Pitch goes low and outside in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Leonard struck out. The first batter that Olio faced when he came in relief back in the second inning. Another pitch goes low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Dane Leonard.
Yeah, real hitters count here. Leonard looking to get on to start the inning for the Hokies.
Olio carrying a 5.40 season ERA, but how about this against the Hokies? A 16.20 ERA today. Dane Leonard waiting for the pitch. Home plate umpire David Pritchett calls time, so we'll get a break.
Yeah, Olio's ERA shooting up thanks to that 3 ER second inning, where he gave it 3 to the Hokies.
Pitch goes low and outside to Dane Leonard, so a 5-pitch walk will put the leadoff runner on for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it's big to get him on, and now Genther comes up, 9th hitter of the lineup, then it goes back to the top.
Fritz Genther drew a walk, came around to score on the Jack Hurley home run in the second inning.
And Hurley's going to follow up Genther right in the batter. Right, he's on deck now, looking to maybe capitalize again.
Fritz Genther, the shortstop for Virginia Tech, batting 172 this season. 0 for 0 today, of course, with that walk earlier. Genther shows bunt. Racing back to first as Frick popped up was Leonard.
Yeah, it looks like Genther thought he pulled back early enough, but the umpire did not think so. Calling that one a strike, Genther does not like it. And now Sheff's out here arguing because he thinks the same thing.
And now Sheff clearly outside the dugout, arguing with the home plate umpire. He'll give up and retreat back. Of course, in college, the punishment for being ejected from a game much more severe than it would be at the MLB. Not in terms of the fee, but suspensions.
Yeah, and he didn't like that call. Obviously, neither did Genther, but nonetheless, the count sits at 0-1.
Connor Olio threw 1 2/3, trying to pitch 2 full innings of relief. Pitch goes outside and low for ball number 1 to Fritz Genther, evening the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Genther making no mistake on that one, pulling back in plenty of time, and now the count is 1-1.
Fritz Genther, the Corona freshman, his dad Donald, a former BMX racer, so an odd sport and a more traditional sport in baseball. Bunt by Genther goes foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 strikes now on Genther, so you likely won't see him square around to bunt again. He was probably hoping that he got that one down the first baseline. That would have put the runner on second.
Fritz Genther will step back in, and a reminder, if Genther shows bunt, a foul ball with 2 strikes on a bunt attempt does go down as a strikeout, so it's different from the traditional 2-strike foul rule. Genther taps his bat on the plate, gets ready in his batting stance, resting his bat on his right shoulder. Leonard stands at first. Pickoff attempt to Leonard. Centracchio hauls it in to avoid a costly error like we saw from North Carolina in the second. Leonard remains at first safely.
Yeah, Centracchio doing a good job coming off the bag and making sure he grabs that one so disaster doesn't unfold like it did last time.
Olio looking inside to Genther. Genther, ground ball to third. Potential double play to second. Gets the out there. On to first. Double play for the Tar Heels. A 5-4-3 winner around Colby Wilkerson to Centracchio, and a huge double play for the Heels.
Yeah, that one couldn't have been any more tailor-made as it rolls right to Inkland. He shoots it to second, back to first, and that is the last thing the Hokies wanted to see in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Well, then we'll bring up Jack Hurley. Hurley sent one over the left field wall, around, I would say, 345 feet to left, his previous appearance, and it looks like we'll see another change of pitching staff for North Carolina. Coming out to talk to his pitcher is Scott Forbes, the first season head coach, giving his pitcher a few claps, and I believe he'll take the ball.
He sure will, as we see a pitcher trot in from the bullpen in right field. And you're starting to think now, did they take out the starter a little too early? Because now they're done with Olio, and now a new pitcher is going to come in to finish off the bottom of the fourth and go forward from there.
North Carolina plays 2 days from now against Liberty. We'll see how much their bullpen is hurt by this series against Virginia Tech. We'll get you caught up on the new North Carolina pitcher when we return on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park here in Blacksburg, Virginia. Beautiful day, partly cloudy skies in the New River Valley. New pitcher for North Carolina, number 29, Nick James. The left-handed pitcher for Carolina. The true freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee, attending Clarksville High School. He pitched 3 no-hitters as a senior in his as a high school senior. He's had 1 appearance so far this season, came all the way back on February 19th against James Madison. Pitched 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout. Didn't allow anybody in, but did allow 2 runners to get on in his 1 inning of work.
Yeah, you talked about him being a true freshman. We've seen them go to 2 freshmen right after Alba's start. That's a little bit of an interesting strategy from the Tar Heels. We'll see if it pays off.
So number 29, Nick James, the new pitcher for North Carolina, the 3rd pitcher of the Carolina pitching staff today, and we're only in the 4th inning. So it'll be number 31 in Jack Hurley, who sent one over the wall in his last at-bat. First pitch down the center of the plate, and you expect that just to see what the stuff is from James. 89 miles per hour on what looked to be a fastball.
Yeah, no surprise there taking that pitch by Hurley.
Hurley ready, takes that one inside, so no swing at any of Nick James' pitches yet. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jack Hurley.
Yeah, it's good to see what James has got, but you don't want to get behind in the count and risk getting a strikeout.
Pitch to Hurley, takes a healthy cut, actually stumbles out of the box based off how hard he was swinging. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, really solid pitch there by James. Hurley looked a little puzzled there. Takes a big cut, but just misses and had to stumble out of the box there.
So the 1-2 to Jack Hurley. He's 1 for 2 today. He also grounded out in the first inning. Hurley swings and misses, so Nick James comes in, faces 1 batter, punches him out, and ends the inning. A scoreless 4th for both sides. We head to the 5th, tied at 5 on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia. And for the first time today on the Virginia Tech side of the ball, we will see a pitching change. Coming in for the Hokies is number 18 in Xander Hamilton. Hamilton has not appeared this season, making his 2021 debut. But in 2020, only pitched a single inning, 2 hits, an earned run, a walk, and a strikeout for a 9.00 ERA. Not the best season last year for Hamilton, getting a second chance in a tie ball game, big situation for Hamilton.
Yeah, it's a huge situation in the top of the 5th inning. And a good day from Simonelli. Not great, but he gave us 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, putting the Hokies giving the Hokies that new record of strikeouts for a total series and doing his job, but struggled here and there with some control issues and gave up 5 runs. But nonetheless, the Hokies and the Heels are tied going to the top of the 5th inning.
So because Simonelli only pitched 4 complete innings, he will get the no decision. Since the game is in a tie, can't get the win unless you pitch 5 complete innings. Either way, he gets pulled when the game is tied. So Simonelli will get a no decision in today's final box score. Leading off for North Carolina is Justice Thompson, and a huge test for Xander Hamilton to lead things off.
Yeah, it's about as big of a test as you can get in this Tar Heels lineup. The first batter you face is the Heels' best hitter in Thompson.
Thompson 1 for 2 today. He had a single and a strikeout in the first and second innings, respectively. First pitch by Hamilton, inside, ball number 1, clocking in at 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, looked like an off-speed pitch there. Went off the heel of the glove of Leonard, that one resulting in a ball.
So Thompson takes the first pitch. He's batting .432 this season. We've seen that average continually tick down with each passing at bat for the Tar Heels. Pitches in there, a strike looking to Thompson.
Yeah, he started off really hot this season, but has struggled thus far in this series.
Virginia Tech continuing to look for the sweep. Swing and a miss by Thompson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 5th. It's North Carolina 5, Virginia Tech 5 in Game 3 of the series.
Beautiful pitch there from Hamilton, getting Thompson to swing and miss on what looked like he expected to be a fastball, but it was off-speed pitch coming at 80 miles per hour.
Pitch from Hamilton. Rides inside, barely missing Thompson on the left arm. The right-handed batter for North Carolina takes ball number 2.
That would have been a huge momentum killer if it would have hit Thompson right near him, but just misses.
Hamilton sets and deals. High pop-up. This one's heading straight back towards us. It will go out of play, hitting just next to the North Carolina dugout and bouncing up into the luxury level section here at English Field.
Yeah, that's another foul ball for the Heels, something we've seen a lot of in these past 2 innings, fighting off those pitches and staying alive in counts.
So that will make the count 2 balls, 2 strikes to Justice Thompson. Hamilton, long wind up in a deal, and that one will plunk him in the arm.
Yeah, that one high and inside, and the first one was close, but that one definitely hit him, and Thompson will trot down to first base with a hit by pitch.
And that will now bring up Brett Centracchio. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, both of them swinging, but now taking on a new pitcher. We'll see if that changes Centracchio's fortune. So a runner now on first base in Thompson. Centracchio trying to put a ball into play after 2 punch-outs by way of Simonelli. First pitch goes high and outside. Leonard pops up to hold Thompson back to first base. Justice Thompson back in the first inning when he singled, stole second base. So you have to expect the Hokies to expect him to take off again. Rumfield ready for a potential pickoff attempt from Hamilton, holding the glove out. Hamilton deals high and outside, another pitch out. 2 balls, no strikes from Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton's been missing high to start off his day. Struggling with some control right now. He needs to find his footing in this inning for the Hokies.
So it's a 2-0 count. Both pitches to Centracchio have had Dane Leonard pop up to the left side. Swing and a miss on an inside pitch. Bad swing by Centracchio, just a bad location to be swinging the bat at.
Yeah, big to get a strike for Hamilton, though. Maybe gets him a little bit more confidence and looking to get the first out of this inning.
So with the strike, that will make it a 2-1 count to Brett Centracchio. Batting .294 on the season. Pickoff attempt in there safely is Justice Thompson.
Yeah, that's the first one we've seen from Hamilton going over, keeping an eye on Thompson as he did steal a base earlier. He's a bit speedy, so you got to keep an eye on him over there.
For Centracchio, .294 on the season, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. High pop fly. This one will remain in play. Chasing after it's the catcher, and in Dane Leonard, but making the play is Kevin Madden sprinting out of nowhere, calling off Dane Leonard, and a fly out into foul territory for Centracchio gets the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good hustle there by Madden and good communication, calling off the catcher Leonard, allowing him to make the play without a collision.
But now it's a dangerous, dangerous hitter for North Carolina in Max Troiani. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, both of which he came around to score.
Yeah, Troiani's had a great day and facing a new pitcher here, looking to capitalize and maybe send Thompson around the bases to score.
Xander Hamilton knows the danger of Troiani and will wait to see if they pitch around Troiani. First pitch is a high ball at 81 miles per hour. Action in the Virginia Tech bullpen, nothing doing on the North Carolina side. And we'll get a quick jog out to the mound by Fecto, the pitching coach for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it looks like he's just chatting with him. It'd be a little puzzling if you took him out here with only facing a few batters, but it looks like he's just talking to him, maybe telling him to get his control a little bit and just throw some strikes and get the Hokies out of this inning.
Troiani, entering today's game, was batting .600, small sample size. That's gone up to a .714 after his 2 doubles. He's now got 5 hits on the year. Last season, played in 14 games, hitting .358 with 2 home runs. So Troiani's been a dangerous hitter, just hasn't been able to stretch his legs in the 2021 campaign. Swing and a miss and a healthy cut by Troiani. Can't find the ball that was on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, big swing there. Maybe looking to get another double or even a home run there. Big whiff and a big strike from Hamilton.
Troiani, the graduate transfer from Bentley University. Swing and a miss by Troiani. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To clarify, Troiani spent his freshman and true sophomore seasons at Bentley University before transferring to North Carolina and now is playing as a graduate student for the Tar Heels. The 1-2 to Troiani. On the way, high fly ball, left field, that one's deep. Seeger's chasing after it. It will remain in play. Seeger's squeezes the glove on it, tracking over to left center field. Has a small chat with Jack Hurley before heading back to position. 2 gone for the Heels.
Yeah, good range there in left field by Seegers, running over to make the play and throwing it in Tanner Schobel, holding Thompson at first, and that's a big second out for Hamilton and the Hokies.
So Troiani out for the first time today after 2 doubles, flies out to left, and that will bring up Tomas Frick. 1 for 1 today with a single back in the 3rd, hit by pitch in the 2nd. Frick sends this one deep. Cross able to make the play on it. That one looked like it had power, but it was reined in by Atlantic Union Bank Park. Cross making the play. We're through 4.5, halfway through this game, and we're still tied at 5 between the Heels and Hokies. We'll be back with Ryan Wilkes on play-by-play for 3304 Sports.
Hello and welcome back to English Field. I'm Ryan Wilkes for 3304 Sports. Alongside of me is Tyler Katz. I will be taking you the rest of the way in this ACC conference matchup between the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies and the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels. We enter the bottom of the 5th inning with a 5-5 tie. The Tar Heels took the 4-0 lead in the top of the 2nd with a 4-run 2nd inning, and then the Hokies battled right back with a 5-run bottom of the 2nd inning, but the Heels tied it back up in the top of the 3rd with a 1-run top of the 3rd inning. And now we have had 4 straight scoreless frames for the Hokies and the Heels, and we sit at a 5-5 tie as Gavin Cross comes to the plate for the Virginia Tech Hokies, looking to open up the lead for Tech.
And it's been a interesting day for Gavin Cross. He's got on base 2 times, but he's 0 for 0 on the score sheet, a walk and a hit by pitch. But again, getting on base is what's been helping the Hokies.
The true freshman Nick James on the mound once again for the Tar Heels, coming in for his 2nd frame of action as he deals to Gavin Cross, and Cross fouls it off, hitting right off the B in Hokies baseball and against the net into the sea of fans here at English Field, and cheers erupt as a fan down there snagged that baseball. Cross steps back in now as James is ready to deal once again. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and that one is right down the middle for strike 2 for the true freshman against Gavin Cross.
And it's been a great start so far for James, striking out Hurley. Now a 0-2 count to Cross.
Now the pitch, and it is fouled away right to the same spot it was last time. And fans cover their heads, and it bounces right back into the sea of fans, and he gets his second ball of the day.
The same one.
The same fan grabs that baseball. His count's now 0-2 as James is ready to deal to Cross. Here's the pitch, and that one is high and outside for ball one. Clocking at 82 miles per hour. James misses on the outside corner. James in the stretch now, staring at Cross, ready to pitch again. Here it is, and that one is right down the middle but low for ball two. Count 2-2 now.
And even though James has only pitched a third of an inning, keep in mind, as a career in college, he's only pitched one full inning.
Here's a pitch to Cross, and he fouls it right back around the same location, but now it goes over the stadium entrance here, and that's going to be a foul ball for Gavin Cross. 0 for 0 today. It's second plate appearance. Now he steps back in, takes a couple practice swings, and James is ready to deal. Here's the pitch to Cross, and Cross fouls it off once again. The third foul ball of this at-bat, battling to stay in this count.
And Cross has done an excellent job of staying in the count. As I mentioned, he does a great job of getting on base, drawing a walk back in the first inning. Unfortunately, got plunked back in the second, but able to work the count is really a skill you need at this level.
Cross in his third plate appearance, with the pitch now from James, and he fouls off another one, and it goes right back into the fans. Gavin Cross with an at-bat very similar to that of Angel Cerretti that we saw just a couple innings ago, where he fought off for a 14-pitch at-bat and eventually drew the walk. 2-2 the count to Cross.
And this is the ninth pitch of the at-bat on the way from James.
James with the pitch now, and Cross holds up a pitch a little bit high. The Heels wanted that one, but nonetheless, the count goes full at 3-2.
Very interesting decision to hold up. That was a borderline strike call right at the letters.
James in the stretch now, looking to deal to Cross. A 3-2 count, the payoff pitch. And that one is swung and missed by Gavin Cross. Nick James sends him down on strikes.
And two straight punch-outs for Nick James. He had one strikeout in his last appearance against James Madison. Two punch-outs in two batters. But now has to take on the Texas Tech transfer, a very dangerous hitter in TJ Rumfield.
Yeah, TJ Rumfield steps to the plate now for the Hokies with one down. James with his second strikeout of the day, facing two batters in Jack Hurley and Gavin Cross, sending them both down on strikes. Here's the pitch from James. And Rumfield takes a cut at it, sends it down the first baseline, but foul. TJ Rumfield, again, the transfer from Texas Tech, has been a very exciting player here for the Hokies so far this season, and he looks to create a little bit of havoc here in the bottom of the fifth inning. He steps back in the box. James in the stretch now with the pitch. Rumfield takes that one, low and away, ball one.
And Rumfield, a bit of family ties to the game as well. His dad, Toby Rumfield, played pro ball with the Braves, White Sox, Marlins, and Cardinals organizations. So TJ trying to replicate what his father did in the pros.
Now Rumfield steps back in, ready for the pitch from James. Here it is, and Rumfield sends it out to deep center field. Thompson tracking back, and he will have that one. A good drive there by Rumfield, but Thompson snagged it in center field.
So Nick James has to be happy. He's pitched an inning, same thing he had against James Madison, and a perfect inning of work at that. Two punch-outs and a fly out to center, of course, not in the same inning, but one inning of work in pitcher's terms. He's been doing a great job.
Yeah, the Heels have to be satisfied with James now, as he is going to face slugger Kevin Madden, who's 0 for 2 here today, but he looks to get that average back up. Now James in the stretch, ready to deal to Madden. Here's a pitch from James, and that one skips in, bounces off the glove of Frick. No runners on, so nothing doing on the base path, but ball nonetheless. 1-0 the count, 2 down. James back in the stretch, ready to deal to Madden. Madden takes a cut and sends that one up, and it's going to be foul and out of play. First baseman Centraccio giving chase, but nothing there.
And for Kevin Madden, His dad played baseball at UVA, so going to the rival school of his father, playing at Virginia Tech, it's got to be an interesting dynamic back at home.
Now the pitch to Madden is high and away, 2-1 the count now.
Not to mention more family ties for Kevin Madden. How about this for a stat? He's first cousins with future Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Flacco. So just some weird coincidences all around the Madden family.
Now James is back in the stretch. Madden ready to take the next pitch. And Madden swings on it, drives it to center field. Thompson going back, and he will have that one on the track. The inning ends with 2 fly balls out to Justice Thompson in center field, snagging both of them. Nothing doing for the Hokies in this frame. 5-5 your score. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th for Third Throw 4 Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to beautiful English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia. Beautiful afternoon here from Atlantic Union Bank Park, and we have a new pitcher in for the Hokies, number 27, Noah Johnson, in his last appearance against Radford on February the 23rd. 2 innings pitched, only 1 hit and 3 strikeouts for the freshman out of Toledo, Ohio. Pretty good stats there from the freshman.
Yeah, and you take a look at that Radford game. It was a blowout by Virginia Tech, but defensively, that still is impressive baseball, holding a Division I team to 2 runs. And not only that, but allowing 1 hit in 2 innings of work. Johnson, he's a Corona freshman playing last season as well. And to see the progress he's made from last season to this season, the farther he gets into his career at Virginia Tech, the scarier he becomes.
Now stepping in the box for the Tar Heels is number 18, Clemente Inclun. This is his second start for the Heels, starting in yesterday's game and starting again here today. He's 1 for 2 on the day for the Heels. And Johnson steps up, ready for his first pitch. And that one is swung on by Inclun and missed. 0-1 the count now for Noah Johnson.
And Inclun 1 for 2, a single, came around to score, and a strikeout. So a different stat line.
And that one's in for a ball, just a little outside by Johnson. Evens up the count at 1 with a 90-mile-per-hour pitch.
A different stat line between 2 innings, a single and a run scored versus a strikeout the very next inning. We'll see what the difference is.
Now Johnson with another pitch that's swung on and missed by Inclun. 1-2 the count now.
We'll see what the difference is in his third at-bat.
Now Inclun takes a couple practice swings, and he's back in the box at 1-2 the count. Johnson looking for his first strikeout of the day. He is now in the stretch. Johnson ready to pitch. Here it is, and that one's fouled off by Inclun, fighting off to stay in this count. Count remains at 1-2. Inclun, a .286 hitter on the year, 1 RBI. Again, he's only had 2 starts. 2 for 5 on the young season. As Johnson is in the stretch once again, ready to deal. Here's the pitch. And that one's low for ball 2. 76-mile-per-hour breaking ball finds the turf. But Dane Leonard keeps it in front. 2-2 the count now. Inclun back in the box, takes a couple swings, and Johnson is in the stretch, ready to pitch once again. Here's a pitch to Inclun, and that one is fouled off once again. Good fight there by Inclun in the box.
And for Inclun, this is his second time taking on the Hokies. 2 seasons ago, when North Carolina had traveled to Blacksburg as well, Inclun went 0 for 4 against the Hokies in that series, finally getting some hits.
2-2 the count now. The claps here at English Field as Johnson pitches and swung on and missed. Inclun down on strikes. Johnson has his first strikeout of the day.
And for Virginia Tech pitching staff, that's 7 strikeouts on the day so far. They've been striking out a lot of batters this entire series, 21 in Game 1, 15 in Game 2. We'll see if they can match that mark with the remaining 3 2/3 innings of work.
Danny Cerretti into the box now. He's struggled so far in this early season, just a .059 average from the box. Not much doing for Cerretti early on as he takes the first pitch for a strike right down the middle by Johnson. Cerretti 0 for 1 here today. His woes continue in the early season as he's back in the box now, takes a couple hacks, and Johnson is in the stretch once again. Base is empty, 1 out, 1 strike as Cerretti takes time.
Johnson's been having excellent control. We saw the strikeout against Inclon, and not only that, but the speed. He's been clocking in the low 90s consistently.
Now here's a pitch, and Cerretti takes it deep. Hurley tracking back to the wall, and that one is gone. Danny Cerretti improves on his bad average to start the year with a deep shot to dead center. Hurley tracked back, but that one was over his head, and the Heels take the 6-5 lead in the 6th inning.
And we saw the Heels fight back with a run of their own in the top of the 3rd to tie the game, and now take the lead in the top of the 6th. He's 1 for 10 in this series, but he got his one hit this series where it counted, a big fly to center.
It absolutely counted, and after a strikeout to start the inning, Johnson gives up the home run to Cerretti, his first of the year, and now the Heels lead 6-5. Now stepping in the box is Colby Wilkerson, 1 down for the Hokies. And here's a pitch by Johnson. This one's popped out and out of play. 0-1 the count now. Wilkerson steps back in the box, 0 for 2 today. He does not have a hit yet on this young season. The freshman out of Oxford, North Carolina, looking for his first collegiate hit. Here's a pitch from Johnson. That one's high and outside. 1-1 the count now.
And Wilkerson, the right-handed batter out of Oxford, North Carolina, went to Curvance Academy and won the high school state title 3 times under the leadership of his father, Todd Wilkerson, as head coach.
Now Johnson back in the stretch, ready to deal. Here's a pitch, and that one is low and away. 2-1 the count now. Wilkerson again 0 for 2. Does not have a hit to his name in this season. Struggling so far, but got the start here today. And here's a pitch from Johnson, another low one. 3-1 the count now. A hitter's count for Wilkerson.
And for North Carolina, this is the time where you turn the tides. You just send one over the wall off of Johnson. Maybe get Johnson rattled. And we saw that in the 2nd inning for Virginia Tech when Connor Olio comes into the game against Virginia Tech, and just 3 batters into his appearance sets up a home run by Jack Hurley to give the Hokies the tie ball game. At the time, it was tied 4-4.
Yeah, now Leonard takes a quick trip to the mound. Interesting point about Colby Wilkerson. He won the high school state title 3 times under his head coach, which was his father, Todd Wilkerson. Just some cool family stuff. Cool that his dad got to coach him in high school. Now the pitch from Johnson, and that one is low, and Wilkerson will take his base. A walk for Johnson after a strikeout, gives up the home run, and now puts Wilkerson on first with 1 down, and now Cerretti steps up to the plate to lead off the lineup for the Heels.
And just as I mentioned Johnson's speed and control, he puts up a breaking ball that's launched into center field by Cerretti, and now a walk to Wilkerson, struggling with control. If I were the coaches for Virginia Tech, I'd come out there to calm him down, and that's exactly what's happening.
They will take a mound visit with Noah Johnson, the freshman, struggling a little bit here in the bottom of the 6th, and as they take the mound visit, we will go to break. We'll be right back for more baseball with 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field. We have a 6-5 game in the top of the 6th inning off a Danny Cerretti home run to center field, putting the Heels up 1 run, and that would end Noah Johnson's day with only 1 out after he walked Colby Wilkerson. And now in the game for the Hokies is number 22, Ryan Okuda. His last appearance was the first game of the series against the Tar Heels, where he pitched 2/3 of an inning with 1 strikeout, no hits, no runs, and got the win. And he finished 2019 with a Virginia Tech record 1.69 ERA. Very impressive work from Ryan Okuda, and he's going to look to get Angel Cerretti here in the top of the 6th. 1 down for the Hokies, and Cerretti steps in the box.
Yeah, and a 2-0 record for Okuda on the young season with a 3.86 ERA. Some short work, only 4 2/3 of an inning pitched. But a good season so far for Okuda, and he'll look to continue that success against the Tar Heels.
Okuda in the stretch now, ready to deal. Takes a pickoff attempt over to Rumfield at first, keeping Colby Wilkerson on first. Nothing doing there. As he crouches back down in the stretch, ready to go once again. Okuda takes a long look at Cerretti standing in the box, and now he takes time. Cerretti 1 for 2 on the day. Batting .344 on this young season with 6 RBIs so far. Now Okuda in the stretch. Takes another pickoff attempt. Speedy Wilkerson over there, keeping him on first base. Rumfield holding him on, applying the tag, but he is back in there safely.
And despite this being the Hokies' third reliever, it's the first time Cerretti's faced a Tech pitcher that wasn't Anthony Simonelli.
That is right. Now Okuda's in the stretch again. Has not dealt a pitch to Cerretti yet, and he steps off the mound. Taking his time here. Making sure Wilkerson does not get into scoring position early on in this inning. 1 down for the Hokies, 6-5. The Tar Heels lead in the top of the 6th inning. Okuda in the stretch now. Sends its first pitch across, and it is a strike on the outside corner to Angel Cerretti. 0-1 the count.
And a nice breaking ball there by Okuda, clocking it at 78. And I believe Cerretti was expecting the fastball on the first pitch dealt.
Now Okuda back in the stretch now. Ready to deal the second pitch of this at-bat. He deals, and now Cerretti dribbles it over to the second baseman, Schobel. Schobel to second. Fritz Genther grabs it but holds it there. Gets a second out of the inning. A good play by Schobel to Genther, and not risking the ball getting away by throwing it to first. They hold it there, 2 down.
And it will go down as a fielder's choice for Cerretti. And a smart heads-up play for Tanner Schobel to get the lead runner out and stop a runner from being in scoring position for the Tar Heels.
Cerretti replaces Wilkerson at first, 2 down, and now Caleb Roberts steps into the box. Cerretti gets his lead off first, and now Okuda steps off the mound after a long look at Caleb Roberts. Roberts 0 for 2 today, had a big first game, but has not done much since. Had a rough day yesterday, and his rough days continue today as Okuda's back in the stretch, and he will take a pickoff move over to Cerretti at first, nothing there. Again, the Tar Heels have some good base runners, some speedy base runners, and the Hokies have had to take several pickoff attempts over there today.
Yeah, we've seen a lot from both sides, especially back in the second inning when Alba had that critical error on a pickoff attempt to first base that allowed Seegers to get third and eventually score.
Another pickoff attempt there, nothing doing. 2 down, the count stands at 0-0. Okuda has not dealt to Roberts yet as he is back in the stretch. Another pickoff attempt.
And you're starting to wonder if Okuda knows where home plate is. Most of his pitches have been over to first.
Yeah, he has not yet dealt to Caleb Roberts, and Caleb Roberts has been standing in the box for quite a while. And now Okuda's back in the stretch, and now another mound visit. And now it looks like they might be going back to the bullpen.
Well, that would be a very interesting call to go to the bullpen because we had, I would say, 2 to 3. It was exactly 2 pitches dealt by Ryan Okuda.
Well, it looks like that is going to be the call. An interesting call here from both sides. As now coming in is another pitcher for the Hokies. That's going to be number 25, Samuel Rochard, and Okuda's day is done. 2 pitches for Ryan Okuda, and his day is over as he jogs back to the dugout. 2 down for the Hokies in this inning, but we will take a quick break as Rochard warms up, and we'll be right back for the rest of the 6th inning for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field as we have our 5th pitcher of the day for the Hokies in just 6 innings. Now, Samuel Rochard comes in the game for the Hokies. Freshman out of Williamsburg, Virginia. Interesting tidbit. His sister plays on the softball team, Keely Rochard. A lot of Hokie softball fans know her as their ace. And now Rochard comes in the game, looking to keep the Tar Heels lead at 1 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, Rochard, Keely Rochard playing for the softball team, known for a lot of strikeouts. We saw that in the early season for Virginia Tech softball. Samuel Rochard, no difference. Back in high school, he threw back-to-back 13 strikeout one-hitters. It's got to be frustrating to not be able to finish the job on a no-hitter. He doesn't have any strikeouts in his one appearance so far, which was against Kent State, which he walked the batter and then got pulled. But trying to look to put a K up under his name for Samuel Rochard, trying to live up to the legacy that his sister set with Tech softball.
Yeah, interesting decision by the Hokies. After Okuda only 2 pitches and several pickoff attempts, they look to Rochard to end this top of the 6th inning against Caleb Roberts. Roberts 0-2 on the day, but he has no balls, no strikes as he enters it back into the box. Rochard ready to deal his first pitch, and here it is. And that one's real inside to Caleb Roberts. Almost hit him, but it did not. 1-0 the count now. 82-mile-per-hour breaking ball just came a little too inside on Roberts. Now Rochard back in the stretch. Cerretti takes his lead off first. Rumfield holding him on. Rochard takes a look over at Cerretti. Now he's ready to deal. Here's the pitch. And Roberts takes it on the outside corner, but it is a called strike. Roberts did not like that one, but the umpire gives it to Rochard for his first strike of the day. 1-1 the count. Rochard's a right-hand pitcher, different from Okuda, so his back is facing first base as Cerretti takes his lead off first, and Rochard's ready to deal again. Here's the pitch. And that one is low and inside.
And with that 2-1 count to Roberts, he's already pitched more pitches than Ryan Okuda, the previous pitcher for the Hokies.
Yeah, it seemed like Okuda had about 5 pickoff attempts in just that one batter. But now Rochard is back in the stretch, takes his look at Cerretti, who takes his lead off first. 2-1 the count, 2 down for the Hokies. And Rochard deals to the plate, and that one's high and outside. 3-1 the count now for Caleb Roberts. 85-mile-per-hour fastball just found the outside high, though, and now the count sits at 3-1, 2 down for the Hokies in the top of the 6th inning. Rochard sets, deals to the plate, and Roberts will take, and that's ball 4. Putting Caleb Roberts on first, and Angel Cerretti trots to second. The Heels have first and second with 2 down.
So Rochard faces 2 batters this entire season. Both of them have been walks, which means that his whip, or walks and hits per innings pitched right now, is infinity. Since he doesn't have any innings pitched, it's 0.0 with 2 walks.
Now Justice Thompson enters the box, 1 for 2 on the day, looking to extend the Heels' lead. Rochard steps on the mound, takes his look at Cerretti at second, and is ready to deal to Thompson. Here's a pitch to Thompson, and that one is outside for a ball. 1-0 the count now. Rochard struggling to find the zone early on.
Yeah, and Rochard has been struggling with control this entire season. He's only faced 2 batters, with Thompson being his third, and first pitch a ball. Not a great start to the at-bat.
Now the wind blows here at English Field as Rochard steps back on the mound, takes his look to second. Nothing doing there, and Thompson will take a strike right down the middle for strike 1 in this count. But if you're Justice Thompson, you're allowing Rochard to get 1 or 2 here and there because he has not really been able to find that zone.
And Rochard, I believe that's his most speedy pitch so far today. It clocked in at 91 miles per hour.
Now Rochard ready to deal again to Thompson, and here's the pitch, and that one is held up on in the dirt by Thompson. So 2-1 the count now. 2 down. The 81-mile-per-hour breaking ball found the turf, and Justice Thompson thought better to swing at it. And now the count sits at 2-1. 2 down in the top of the 6th. Rochard takes a look at Thompson at the plate, sets, and is ready to deal once again. Here's the pitch. And that one's outside for ball 3. Dane Leonard tried to spot it a little bit, but that one found a little bit too outside. Didn't really catch the plate there. 3-1 the count now. The second 3-1 count that Rochard has had in this inning. Now he sets, ready to deal again. 3-1, 2 down to Justice Thompson. As Rochard sets and delivers. And Thompson takes that one low. That is the second walk for Samuel Rochard, and the bases are loaded here.
So I'll keep saying it. 3 batters faced, 3 walks. Rochard struggling with control all season, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Chef come out maybe even on this at-bat by Centracchio.
Yes, Centracchio steps in now. He's 0 for 3 on the day, batting .286 on the year. Looking to extend this Heels lead, and like you said, here comes a pitching coach to talk to Rochard, the freshman from Williamsburg, Virginia, as we do see more action in the Hokies bullpen. And I guess the question is now, will we see our 6th pitcher in the 6th inning for the Hokies?
Yeah, the Virginia Tech pitching staff, I know we talked about it with North Carolina taking out Alba after just 1 1/3. They only have 3 pitchers so far. Virginia Tech taking out Samuel Rochard will now have 6 in 5 2/3.
2 pitchers and a combined 1/3 innings pitched in this in this sixth inning for the Hokies. And now coming in is number 35, Ryan Metz. And as he warms up, we will take a break and be right back. Bases loaded for the Heels in the top of the sixth inning. For 3304 Sports, we'll have more coverage coming up next. Welcome back to English Field. In the top of the sixth inning, the North Carolina Tar Heels lead the Virginia Tech Hokies 6-5 off a home run from Danny Cerretti. Now, a couple clarification on a couple things. Fourth pitcher this inning for the Virginia Tech Hokies, just a combined 2/3 of an inning from Noah Johnson, Ryan Okuda, and Samuel Rochard. Now, and for the Hokies, number 35, Ryan Metz. And the Hokies are looking to end this top of the sixth inning, only down 1 run, but the bases are loaded, and Ryan Metz is going to face Centracchio.
And Metz, not a great appearance. His last appearance on February 23rd against Radford, 3 hits, a run scored. He let up a double and a triple. So interesting decision by Sheff with the bases loaded to try to get Centracchio out.
The cleanup comes in 0 for 3 on the day. 2 down for the Hokies. 0-0 the count. Metz ready to deal his first pitch of the day to Centracchio. And that one is hit deep to center field, but Hurley's going to get under it. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ryan Metz, and that will end the top of the sixth inning. 6-5 your score. The number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels hold the lead over the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies going into the bottom of the sixth. We'll be right back for the bottom of the sixth, for 3304 Sports. I'm Ryan Wilkes, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to English Field as the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels hold the slight lead over the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies 6-5 as we hit the bottom of the sixth inning, and Nick James is back in once again, coming in to face Cade Swisher, who subs in for Tanner Thomas as a pinch hitter. Looking to get something going for the Hokies in the bottom of the sixth inning. Last inning, Danny Cerretti hit a home run off Noah Johnson, and then after that, we saw Ryan Okuda, Samuel Rochard, and Ryan Metz all in that top of the sixth inning. Hokies using a lot of arms.
Yeah, and for the first time we see a offensive substitution, Swisher coming in for DH. We haven't seen Swisher since the game on February 23rd against Radford. He was the starting designated hitter, went 0 for 2 before being pinch hit for.
Cade Swisher takes that first pitch high, ball 1-0 the count. Here's the second pitch from James, and that one is high as well. Deflects off the glove of Frick.
And James, he's pitched 1 1/3. He's been perfect. 2 flyouts to center and 2 strikeouts swinging. Swisher trying to look to be the difference maker.
Swisher steps back in the box. James in the stretch. 2-0 the count to Cade Swisher, the Chesterfield, Virginia native. As he steps back in the box, James ready to deal to Swisher, and that one is high as well. 3-0 now. The red light likely on for Swisher as James has not been able to find the strike zone in this at-bat. Swisher back in the box now. The crowd at English Field comes alive once again. Here's a pitch, and that one's right down the middle for strike one. 3-1 the count now.
And we've seen that time and time again from the Tar Heels. They get down 3-0, fastball right down the middle of the plate, and of course that red light is on for the Hokies.
Now the 3-1 pitch. Swisher grounds it just foul as it hits the baseline, but curves out of play, and now 3-2 the count. Count's full now. James battled back after going down 3-0. Now Swisher will step back in the box. Takes a deep breath. Steps up now. James taking a look, shaking off a couple calls from his catcher, Frick. Now is ready to go. He deals to the plate, and Swisher holds up, but that's going to be a called strike 3.
Wow, that looked almost neck level on Cade Swisher. He was tossing the bat to the side when the home plate umpire rung him up.
Bit of a puzzling call there from the home plate umpire, but nonetheless, James gets the strikeout. Now 1 down as Tanner Schobel comes to the box for the Hokies. 1 for 2 on the day. Here's a pitch to Schobel, and he takes that one away for ball 1. Good battle back there from James to come back from the 3-0 count and get the strikeout against the pinch hitter Swisher. As Schobel steps back in the box now. James sets and delivers. That one's low. 2-0 the count now. Second batter in a row where James has gotten behind in the count.
Yeah, and James got behind in the count 3-0, then 3 straight pitches, called strike, foul, called strike on Swisher.
Now Schobel ready again. Takes a big cut at a pitch from James, making the count 2-1 as he whiffed on the 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Schobel with 2 home runs, 1 today and 1 yesterday. His first 2 collegiate home runs as he steps back in the box and James deals. Schobel takes one to right, but that one's going to fall out of play right over near the deck at English Field. 2-2 the count now. Another 89-mile-per-hour fastball from James. James looking to record his second strikeout of the inning. As Schobel steps back in the box. James sets and is ready to deliver to the freshman. Schobel takes a hack down the third baseline, but that one's going to go foul.
And Tanner Schobel, already 7 strikeouts and 2 walks on the season, so not a great split on walks to strikeouts, a 2-7 split.
The freshman batting .300 in this young season. Again, he's 1 for 2 today, the second baseman out of Williamsburg, Virginia. As James sets, ready to deal to the plate once again. Here's the pitch, and that one's high. Another full count for Nick James. An 83-mile-per-hour breaking ball got away from him and was high. And now the crowd at English Field is excited once again. As Schobel's back in the box, James ready to deal. Here's the pitch. Schobel takes it to the third baseman, but a beautiful play over there by Inklin, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. The liner just found the glove of the third baseman.
Yeah, and it was a good cut by Schobel. Inclon just playing in the right spot at the right time, able to make the catch and preserve the Tar Heel lead.
Now number 37, Jonas Seeger, steps into the box for the Hokies, 2 down, and James has yet to record a run or hit for the Hokies as he has dealt to the plate with efficiency. And now Seeger steps into the box. The sophomore out of Gainesville, Virginia, ready to take his first hack, and that one's high for ball 1. Seeger's 0 for 1 on the day.
Yeah, Seeger's a strikeout and a walk on his line today. We mentioned it earlier, 5 walks this series, trying to draw his 6th.
Now here's the pitch to Seegers, and he takes another one inside. The third consecutive 2-0 count for Nick James, but he's battled back in both counts and was able to get 2 outs here in this inning. And Seeger steps back into the box. Bat on his shoulder, ready to go. And that one's high and outside. 3-0 the count now. Nick James has operated better from being behind in the count, but nonetheless, the count sits at 3-0. Seeger steps back in, takes a couple practice swings, and James in the stretch deals. Seegers pops it up out of play, making the count 3-1. The 87-mile-per-hour fastball fouled off over the hang out here at English Field, over the little hang here over the press box, and Nick James steps back on the mound.
And I believe that's the first time by either side we've seen a swing on a 3-0 count.
Now here's the pitch, and Seegers takes one inside, but that's going to be a called strike. Another full count, the third full count we've seen in this bottom of the 6th inning. And Seegers steps back in the box after taking an 81-mile-per-hour fastball inside. James ready and delivers. Seegers takes it high, and he gets his 6th walk of the series as Nick James puts a runner on first in Jonas Seegers. And now striding to the plate is number 41, Dane Leonard, the catcher, getting the start today over Cade Hunter. He steps back into the box for his 3rd at-bat of the day.
And Leonard, 0 for 1 today. He does have 2 plate appearances with a base on balls and a strikeout swinging. So far, Nick James, the pitcher for Carolina, 2 strikeouts, knows he can get another one with Leonard if he chooses his pitches right.
And that one's going to find the dirt for a ball. Good block by Frick. We've seen him struggle behind the plate this weekend, but deflects that one off his chest protector, making Seegers stay home at first. Again, Leonard 0 for 1 on the day. Steps back in the box. James steps on the mound, sets and deals. And that one's going to be high, but also a called strike again. Very similar to that pitch we saw to Cade Swisher to start the inning that rung him up on strikes. Hokies didn't like it. Little high, but nonetheless called a strike. 1-1 the count now. Leonard steps back in the box. James sets and deals to the plate. And Leonard takes that one. Same location, same result. 1-2 the count now. Just groans from the crowd. Leonard has to take a little walk. He doesn't like it. But that's been consistent. That call has been consistent from the home plate umpire as Leonard steps back in the box. 1-2 the count now. 2 down. James looking to set Leonard down on strikes to end the inning as he sets and is ready to deal once again to the plate. And Leonard takes that one inside for a ball. 2-2 the count now. The 81-mile-per-hour breaking ball came inside to Leonard, and he takes that one.
Here's the interesting thing. That the pitch was in the same location that was just called a strike.
Yeah, a little bit inconsistency there from the home plate umpire. 2-2 the count. 2 down to Dane Leonard, the catcher, at the plate. Here's the pitch. And that one's taken outside. Another 3-2 count. That's the fourth 3-2 count we've seen in this inning.
And it's interesting that with 2 strikes, a lot of these Hokies batters have been taking pitches.
Yeah, they've just been high and outside from James. Nonetheless, he's fought back in a lot of these at-bats, and the crowd gets going here at English Field as Dane Leonard steps back in the box. James with the payoff pitch. And that one swung on and missed by Dane Leonard. Big strikeout there from Nick James. He struts off the mound, and the Hokies go scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. 6-5, the Tar Heels hold the lead going to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back with more coverage of Virginia Tech and North Carolina for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field, where the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels lead the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies 6-5 going into the top of the 7th inning. And we have yet another pitcher coming in for Virginia Tech. It's going to be number 39, Peter Sakalaris, taking over for Ryan Metz. Ryan Metz gave the Hokies a third of an inning, 1 battered face, but he did retire the last out of the top of the 6th inning.
And Ryan Metz only had 1 pitch, and it was a line out or a fly out to Hurley in center field. Interesting call by head coach John Sheff to take a pitcher out after 1 pitch, which he got an out on.
Very interesting call, and now Sakalaris comes in to face a hot Max Troiani, who's 2 for 3 on the day, batting .625 on the young season. He takes the first pitch from Sakalaris inside for ball 1. Now Sakalaris puts a foot on the rubber, and he's ready to go for his second pitch. Troiani back in the box. Here's a pitch from Sakalaris. Troiani takes it down third baseline, and Madden just fumbles that one, and it hits off his glove, and Troiani's on base yet again. The ball just bounced off Kevin Madden's glove, and the Heels have a base runner to start the inning.
And that's going to go as an error on Kevin Madden. That's his 4th error of the season. That's the team lead in errors committed. So Madden just not having a good season so far at third.
Yeah, tough start to the season at the third base corner for Kevin Madden. Now in the box is Tomas Frick, 1 for 2 on the day as Troiani takes his lead off first. Sakalaris ready to deal. Here's the first pitch to Frick, and the ball bounces down the third baseline to Madden once again. Same spot, same result. Kevin Madden misread that one, bounced up and ate him up at third base, and that's his 5th error on the year.
And 2 errors on the Hokies, and for it to be the same fielder is inexcusable. As soon as it was going to third base, I was thinking to myself, this is a chance for Madden to redeem himself. And instead it was the opposite. It made him look even worse.
Now the Heels have 2 on, no outs. Runners on first and second. Tomas Frick stands on first. Max Troiani stands on second. Again, no outs in the top of the 7th inning. Now stepping in is Clemente Inclin. 1 for 3 on the day, looking to bring home a Heel to extend the lead. Again, 6-5 here from English Field. Inclin batting .250 on the year. Third baseman steps in the box, ready for the first pitch from Sakalaris. Sakalaris takes a step off the mound. And now Leonard's going to jog out to chat a little bit. No outs in the top of the 7th inning.
And you can put this on Sakalaris. It's 2 batters that combined are 0 for 2, both reaching on a fielding error. If anything, you take a look over to third base, as unfortunate as it may be, but the 2 runners on for the Tar Heels and the runner on second base in scoring position is directly the fault of Kevin Madden.
Now Leonard jogs back to the plate, but out comes the pitching coach once again. He's going to take a mound visit. No outs in the top of the 7th. But it looks like we might have yet another pitching change in the top of the 7th inning.
And I would be surprised if this was a pitching change. As I mentioned, it's really the fault of Madden, not Sakalaris.
Yeah, Sakalaris has found the zone pretty well, but nonetheless, 2 ground balls, but no outs coming from them as the Heels have runners on first and second. And it looks like Sakalaris' day is over. Surprising development here at English Field is we're going to have yet another bullpen pitcher come in. It looks like it's number 38, Jason Hurd, taking over for Sakalaris. Sakalaris, 2 batters face, only 3 pitches, 2 for strikes, and 2 were bounced ground balls that were fumbled by Kevin Madden, 2 errors. Sakalaris' day is over, and number 38, Jason Hurd, is going to take his warm-up pitches, and we'll see him back for the top of the 7th inning. No outs as we return for 3304 Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to English Field, where Jason Hurd is going to take the mound for the Hokies, coming in for Peter Sakalaris, who just threw 3 pitches. And now Hurd comes in for the Hokies. His last appearance was in Game 1 of this series, where he pitched 2 1/3, 4 hits, and 5 strikeouts with 0 runs. Now he comes in to take over Sakalaris. For the Tar Heels, they are going to have a pinch hitter, as Dallas Tassar is going to come in to hit for the Tar Heels, as he's going to step to the plate.
And Tassar, 2 pinch hit appearances. He reached on an error in Game 2. That pinch hit was in the 5th inning. And then in the first game, he represented the final out of game number 1, where he went down looking on strikes to give the Hokies that 10-6 victory back on Friday night.
And Tassar is going to come in for Clemente Inklin. Looks like his day is over at third base. And now Hurd steps on the mound for his first pitch of the day. Runners on first and second for the Heels. No outs in the top of the 7th inning, as Hurd takes a long look at Tassar at the plate, steps on the rubber. Now he's ready to deal to the plate. Tassar squares around a bunt. Here's a pitch from Hurd, and that one is low, but the bunt attempt is not there, and that's going to be a strike. First pitch of the at-bat, a breaking ball at 82 miles per hour by Hurd. 0-1 the count.
And for Hurd so far, a decent season so far, 1-0 record, a save, and a 1.17 ERA.
Now Hurd takes a long look at Tassar in the box. Tassar takes a couple practice swings. And now Hurd will set, and Tassar squaring around the bunt once again. Rumfield charging on. There's a bunt. Good bunt down the third baseline, but that one's going to roll foul. And now that's going to be 2 strikes, so you likely will not see Tassar square around to bunt once again. 0-2 the count. Another breaking ball at 81 miles per hour. That one squeezed down the third baseline, but just rolled a little bit foul. Now Jason Hurd has the 0-2 count against Dallas Tassar, looking to record the first out of this inning. Again, Tomas Frick on first, Max Troiani on second, as Tassar gets a couple signals from his coach at third base. Steps back in the box, 0-2 the count now. No outs for the Hokies in the top of the 7th. As the unified claps come together once again to cheer on number 38, Jason Hurd on the mound. Hurd takes a long look at the plate. Now he sets and he's ready to deal, and Tassar will square around the bunt again. And he will miss on that one, and that's a strikeout for Jason Hurd for the first out of the inning. And the crowd erupts as that's 1 down in the top of the 7th inning.
It was an interesting decision when I saw Tassar square around a bunt, because a foul ball on a bunt on 2 strikes, that's strike 3. You don't come back to have another attempt at that. Usually in the major leagues, when you have 2 strikes on a potential sacrifice bunt situation, you see them put the bat up and take an actual cut at it. Tassar, mistake there, and he misses the bunt.
Now Danny Cerretti into the box. Last inning had a home run to put the Heels lead at 6-5, as Hurd takes a long look at the plate and is ready to deal to Cerretti. And Cerretti takes a hack, but that one's going to be fouled off into the screen. Another breaking ball at 83 miles per hour. 0-1 the count now. Again, Cerretti with a shot to deep center field to give the Heels the lead in the top of the 6th inning. And the lead stands at 6-5. 2 errors for the Hokies in this half of the inning, resulting in a runner on first and second base. Now Hurd looks to get Cerretti out. 0-1 the count now. 1 down. Cerretti takes time. Jason Hurd with an important strikeout against Dallas Tesser, with giving the Hokies 1 out. Runners on first and second. The double play is in effect as Cerretti steps back in the box. Hurd ready to deal. And Cerretti takes that one to right field, right down the first baseline, but that one's going to be just foul. Another good drive by Cerretti.
Yeah, a great cut by Cerretti. If he would have straightened that one out, that likely would have drove in 2 for the Heels.
0-2 the count now with 1 down in the top of the 7th inning. Cerretti takes a couple practice hacks, gets back in the box. Hurd toes the rubber. Unified claps here again from English Field. 0-2 the count, 1 down in the top of the 7th inning. Troiani and Frick take their leads off their respective bases. Hurd toes the rubber, takes a look at Troiani. Now he deals, and Cerretti drives one right past Tanner Schobel. Rounding third is Max Troiani, and he is going to score. Danny Cerretti coming up big once again, extending the Heels' lead to 7-5.
And Cerretti, the home run to put the Tar Heels up 6-5. Now an RBI single to add some insurance, 7-5 for the Heels.
Danny Cerretti has had a rough season to start off this year, but he's coming through huge for the Heels. 2 RBIs today for Cerretti, both 2 RBIs being the difference in this game as number 6 now coming to the box. Subbing in for Colby Wilkerson is going to be number 6, Tyler Causey. 1 down for the Hokies in the top of the 7th inning. Again, the Heels lead 7-5. Runners on first and second. Cerretti stands on first. Frick on second as Causey steps into the box. He was drafted in 2019 MLB, drafted in the 37th round by the Marlins, but decides to come to school. He is a junior out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. As Hurd toes the rubber and deals to Causey, and Causey takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. No at-bats today for Causey. He's batting 200 on the year with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. Pinch hitting again for number 3, Colby Wilkerson. Now steps into the box, ready for the second pitch from Hurd. Hurd takes his time, staring at the plate. Now he's ready to deal. Here's the pitch. And that one's outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count now, 1 down. 82-mile-per-hour breaking ball finds the outside of the zone for the ball. So now Causey steps back in the box again. We talked about it earlier. 2 costly errors by the Hokies to start this inning, putting those runners on, one of which came around to score on the Cerretti single. As Hurd's ready to deal again. Deals to the plate to Causey, and that one's going to find the zone for a strike. 2-1 the count now. 80-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Hurd's been hammering that breaking ball to start the day for him. He hasn't thrown many fastballs today. As the wind blows east to west here at English Field, 1 down in the top of the 7th. The Heels extend their lead to 7-5. The Hokies have gone through their fair share of pitching. Jason Hurd toes the rubber, and he's ready to deal once again. Takes a look back a second, but deals, and Causey swings and misses. 2-2 the count now, 1 down, another 82-mile-per-hour breaking ball from Hurd.
And Causey, last appearance was last Sunday against UVA, has struck out 6 times this season. Hurd trying to make it 7.
Now Causey steps back into the box. 2-2 count now, 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Or 1 out, Now Causey steps back in the box. Hurd looks at the plate, takes a look at second and deals. And Causey drives one right past the second baseman, Schobel. And now rounding third is Frick. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. And the Heels up 3 runs in the top of the 7th, thanks to Tyler Causey.
Causey coming in big for the Tar Heels, adding even more insurance runs, making it 8-5 for North Carolina, trying to avoid the sweep against Virginia Tech. And it's just been a bad bullpen day for Virginia Tech.
It has been rough as Hurd is the 8th, looks like the 8th pitcher of the day.
Yeah, the 8th pitcher, and 5 of those pitchers that have finished their days have pitched a third or less.
Now Angel Cerretti steps into the box with runners on the corners for the Heels. Only 1 out. Cerretti 1 for 3 on the day, and we are going to see the pitching coach come out once again to speak to Jason Hurd. We will see what comes of this. What looks like it could be the Hokies' 9th pitcher of the day coming into the game. Again, number 25, North Carolina leads the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies 8-5 in the top of the 7th inning, looking to steal one of 3 in this 3-game series, looking to go back to Chapel Hill on a good note. Now it looks like a lengthy conversation at the mound, deciding what to do with Jason Hurd, and his day is over. 1/3 innings for Jason Hurd. Gives up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and the Hokies trail 8-5, and we will be right back with more action for 3304 Sports. We're back at English Field, where the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels have extended their lead over the Virginia Tech Hokies 8-5 with 2 RBI singles, one from Danny Cerretti and one from Tyler Causey. And we have our 9th pitcher of the day for the Virginia Tech Hokies. He becomes a 6th pitcher to pitch less than a 3rd inning for the Hokies. It's going to be number 20, Grant Umberger.
Yeah, Umberger, a freshman out of Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. His last appearance was the Saturday game of last weekend's series when Virginia Tech took on Miami. Similar to what Virginia Tech pitchers have been doing today, he pitched 0.0 innings, letting up a single walk before being pulled against the Hurricanes.
Now a bit of clarification on a statistic. Jason Hurd becomes the 6th pitcher to pitch a 3rd or less for the Hokies in this matchup. Just not a lot of longevity from the bullpen here today, as Umberger getting his last few warm-up pitches in before he faces Angel Cerretti.
And keep in mind, this is still the top of the 7th inning. You still have 2 full innings and 2 outs to get this inning. And not to mention, starting 2 days from now, on Tuesday, VCU comes to town to take on Virginia Tech. You have to remember bullpen management, and you might be saying these guys are only pitching 0.0, 0.1 innings, but to get guys warmed up and hot and then immediately get cold again is damaging to a pitcher's arm.
Now Cerretti steps into the box. It's going to be Grant Umberger's first batter face of the day, and the Heels have runners on the corners. Cerretti steps in the box, 1 for 3 on the day, batting .333 on the season. As Umberger toes the rubber, and he is ready to go. Takes a look at first, but deals to home, and that's going to be a strike right down the middle. 90-mile-per-hour fastball. 0-1 the count. Umberger takes a long look at home plate. Cerretti takes his time, steps out of the box, but he's ready to go once again. Takes a look at the mound. Now takes a little practice swing, and he's ready to go. Umberger deals to home, and Cerretti squares around to bunt. Rumfield fields it and tags Cerretti at first, but that's going to score Danny Cerretti, and the Heels now lead 9-5.
Yeah, nice sacrifice bunt by Cerretti. Drives in another run, and now you have a 4-run lead over Virginia Tech, 9-5.
Now the Heels have a runner on second as Caleb Roberts steps up to the plate. Roberts has 4 home runs on the season, 13 RBIs. Batting .257 on the year, but 0 for 2 here today. 2 down now for the Hokies. Roberts steps in, takes time, and Umberger takes a step off the mound. Actually, that's going to be an intentional walk. They're going to intentionally walk Caleb Roberts, putting him on first base. And now they're going to face Justice Thompson with runners on first and second. This could spell even more trouble for the Hokies.
Yeah, with 2 runners on, Thompson, we mentioned his high batting average. It currently stands at .432. He's launched 3 home runs this season. A 4th would make this 12-5, an almost insurmountable lead for North Carolina.
Yeah, one of those home runs was a 468-foot bomb yesterday against the Hokies, and now Umberger takes a step off the mound. Thompson takes time. Again, Thompson, .432 on this young season, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 1 for 2 here today. As he takes a couple practice hacks, steps back into the box, and he's ready to go. Umberger toes the rubber, but again steps off. And Dane Leonard's going to go have a little chat with him at the mound. Another mound visit by Leonard. He's had a couple of those today. Just trying to get this pitcher on the same page. Again, Thompson batting with a runner in scoring position. Got runners on first and second for the Heels. Causey stands on second. Roberts on first after the intentional walk, and Umberger's ready to go after a quick little chat with his catcher, Dane Leonard. Umberger will toe the rubber, ready to deal to Thompson for the first pitch of this at-bat. Nothing and nothing to count. 2 down in the top of the 7th inning. The Heels have posted 3 runs in this 7th inning. Here's a pitch from Umberger, and that one's going to be outside. 9-5 your score. The Heels have accumulated 9 hits, and the Hokies only 3, but the score stands at 9-5 in the top of the 7th inning. 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball outside for Umberger. He's ready to deal his second pitch of this at-bat. Takes a look at second and deals to the plate. And Thompson with a big swing and a miss. 1-1 the count now with a 92-mile-per-hour fastball by Umberger.
And for Thompson, 1 for 2 today. And you take a look at his line score. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. His 1 for 2 on his line score came in the first and second inning.
1-1 count. Ball is low and inside. 2-1 the count now to Thompson. Thompson threatening to possibly load the bases here for the Heels in the top of the 7th inning. Again, 2 errors to start off this inning for the Hokies. Really got the wheels rolling for the Heels, and now Umberger steps on the rubber and is ready to deal again to Thompson. Looks at the plate and deals, and that one's going to get past Dane Leonard, and going to third is Causey, and second is Roberts. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the Heels as Umberger has a wild pitch get by Dane Leonard. 3-1 the count to Justice Thompson with 2 down in the top of the 7th. Not a great pitch there from Umberger, and now the Heels have the opportunity to add 1, possibly 2 more to the scoreboard. As Thompson steps back in the box, Umberger takes a look at home plate, sets, and is ready to deal to Thompson. The 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one's inside. It's going to hit Justice Thompson in the knee, and that's going to put him on first base as Brett Centracchio comes up to the plate. With bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, Thompson taking his time running down to first base as that ball clanked off his knee.
And now the base is loaded, but if you're the Hokies, the good news is that there's 2 outs in this inning, and you're taking on a Centracchio who's 0 for 4 today.
Centracchio comes to the plate, and now we're going to see yet another mound visit for the Hokies. And this is going to be the 10th pitcher of the day coming in. We'll see who that is in just a minute. We'll be right back with the rest of the top of the 7th inning for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field as Grant Umberger becomes the 7th Hokie pitcher today to pitch a third of an inning or less, as now the Hokie closer Shane Connolly makes an early appearance in the top of the 7th inning with 2 down to face the next Brent Centracchio, with 2 down in the top of the 7th. Again, the Heels have posted 3 runs in the top of the 7th, extending their lead to 9-5 thanks to a single from Tyler Causey and Danny Cerretti, which both resulted in RBIs, and then a sacrifice bunt by Angel Cerretti that plated another heel, and now Connolly takes the last few warm-up pitches, and this is going to be the 10th pitcher of the day for Virginia Tech as they look to maybe keep this lead right where it is.
Shane Conley, I think for John Sheff, he knows this is a guy who can get outs. He's pitched in 8 1/3 innings this season. He came in as the Game 1 closer, got the 5-out save, allowed 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. But the big thing is Conley's ERA is still 0.00, so hoping he can get this final out against Centracchio.
And again, if you're Connolly, this is a guy you want to face as he's 0 for 4 on the day, but he is a cleanup hitter, batting .279 on the year. As he steps into the box, Connolly toes the rubber with the bases loaded. Now here's the first pitch. Centracchio takes that one and fouls it back to the net. 0-1 the count, 2 down. The 81-mile-per-hour breaking ball just fouled off by Centracchio, and now the count sits at 0-1, 2 down. Again, 9-5 the lead for the visiting Tar Heels. Connolly takes a look over to the bench and then getting ready. Centracchio takes his time stepping in the box. Connolly toes the rubber, takes a long look at home plate. Toes the rubber and sets ready to deal the second pitch of the at-bat. Centracchio takes one low and outside, ball 1, 1-1 the count now. Again, this crowd at English Field has quieted since the Hokies erupted in the bottom of the second inning with their 5-run second inning tie to go up 1 run. The Heels have taken the lead back since with 5 runs of their own over the last few innings. 9-5 the lead.
And Conley being the 10th pitcher for Virginia Tech, the last pitcher to pitch over a third of an inning was Xander Hamilton, pitcher number 2 of the day.
Yeah, again, this is the Hokies' 10th pitcher of today. A real bullpen day for the Hokies, and that one's low and inside, making the count 2-1. 92-mile-per-hour fastball could not find the zone. Centracchio steps back into the box, 2-1 the count. Takes his time, and Connolly toes the rubber, takes a long look at home plate. Ball at his side, getting the call from his catcher. He nods, ready to deal. He delivers to the plate, and Centracchio holds up on the swing. It's going to be a check swing, but called safe by the umpire. The crowd here does not like it. 3-1 the count now. Hitters count, and the bases are juiced, so with a walk, the Heels will get another run across the plate. Centracchio takes a long look at his bat and steps back in the box. Connolly, the closer, with a 3-1 count, 2 down. Sets and is ready to deal. Here's a pitch, and that one's in for a strike. Full count now, bases loaded. If the Hokies want to keep the lead where it is, Connolly would have to get a strikeout or a ground out here. Now Connolly toes the rubber, 3-2 the count, 2 down. The crowd comes alive here at English Field. Unified claps, the payoff pitch ready for Connolly. Here it is. And he's going to strike out Centracchio.
Centracchio was on his way to first base for the walk and gets punched out about 5 steps after he was making his way down the first base line.
Connolly gets out of the jam, gives the Hokies a little life with the strikeout, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Tar Heels lead the Hokies 9-5. We will be right back for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to 3304 Sports coverage of this matchup between the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Virginia Tech Hokies. North Carolina posts 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning to extend their lead to 9-5, and then they come out with a new pitcher, number 43, Sean Rapp, who made his first appearance of this series in Game 1, where he gave up 2 earned runs, and did not record an out. As he comes in with a Heels lead, sitting at 9-5, Fritz Genther will be the first Hokie he faces.
And yeah, for Rapp, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and that didn't end up being the difference. That put 5 on the board for the Hokies when he got pulled from the game. The Tar Heels ended up scoring 6, so he didn't get tapped at the loss, but did let up a lot, 2 hits and 2 runs without recording an out. So Rapp not having a great start against the Hokies, trying to redeem himself here in Game 3 of the series.
Now Fritz Genther gets his walk-up song going, and Rapp will take his last few warm-up pitches and will be underway in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's going to be 2 more pitches here for Rapp, and what a day we've had here from English Field. Just a beautiful day for baseball. Wish it was a little warmer, 39 degrees, but not too bad as we sit here with the windows open. We're doing fine up here, and not a cloud in the sky. It was a bit partly cloudy earlier, but now we've got nice and clear. Nice crowd here at English Field rooting on the Hokies, and a couple Heels here too. As Rapp's going to take his last warm-up pitch, and Frick is going to throw down, and we're getting ready to go. Fritz Genther is going to step into the box. Again, great series here from the Hokies and Heels. 2 hotly contested games before today, and now we have another one where, we've had a couple crooked numbers put up in the box score with a 4-run top of the 2nd for the Tar Heels and a 5-run bottom of the 2nd for the Hokies. But then, all we've seen from there on has been a Heels 1-run top of the 6th and a Heels top of the 7th where they scored 3 runs. As Genther steps in the box, he's 0 for 1 here today, batting 167 on the season. Rapp gets ready to deal his first pitch of the day. Here it is from Rapp. Genther's going to take low. That's ball 1. 1-0 the count now.
Ryan, how about this for a statistic? In both times previously where the Heels have put up a multi-run inning, the Hokies responded. In Game 1, 4 runs in the top of the 5th. The Hokies got 7 back. Second inning of this game, they got 4. The Hokies got 5 back.
Now Rapp's second pitch to Genther is going to be high. 2-0 the count. Rapp's ERA sits at a crooked 13.50, after that rough outing against the Hokies last time out. Now Rapp deals again to Genther. That one's going to be a little high, but called a strike. Rapp's brother Brian plays in the Twins organization. His other brother, Tommy's an Army Ranger in the 25th Infantry in Hawaii, so he's got quite the family out there. Now he's ready to pitch to Ginther. 2-1 count. Ginther takes that one high. We've seen that pitch called a strike a lot today, but not that time. 3-1 the count now on the 89-mile-per-hour fastball.
And for Virginia Tech, you need to start with a runner on first base. Whether that comes by a walk or hit doesn't matter. You need runs now.
3-1 the count now to Ginther. Here's the pitch. And Ginther takes that one down the right field line. It's just going to hit the net and foul. Another 3-2 count. We've seen that a lot in the past few innings. Now Ginther taking his time, getting his signal from his coach at the third baseline. Another 89-mile-per-hour fastball. I don't think we've seen Rapp top 90 yet on his first few pitches. But Ginther steps back in. Rapp ready for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. And that one is just going to be a little high and outside, and Ginther trots down to first with a walk. 88-mile-per-hour fastball sends Ginther to first.
I don't know how these batters lay off pitches. That was a full count to Fritz Ginther, and he still had the discipline to lay off a high pitch that, frankly, was barely a high pitch at all.
And we've seen that pitch called a strike a lot today, like I said, and good discipline by Ginther to hold off, and Hokies have a runner on. No outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. As leadoff hitter, Jack Hurley steps back in the box. Jack Hurley 1 for 3 today, one of which being a 3-run bomb to right field that put the Hokies on top. But Hurley steps back in the box now. Batting .320 on the year. Ginther takes his lead off first. Rapp sets and takes a pickoff attempt over at first base. Another throw that almost got away from Centracchio, but he made a good play on it.
And it was almost reminiscent of what we saw in the 2nd inning when Alba had a throwing error to Centracchio that allowed Seegers to get to third.
Now Hurley steps back in the box. Rapp taking a long look at home plate. He sets and ready to deliver. Ginther's got a generous lead over there at first. Here's a pitch from Rapp. That one's right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. The 88-mile-per-hour fastball finds the zone. Hurley steps back in now. Ready for the second pitch from Rapp. As the crowd's chanting, can't really hear what they're chanting, but they're trying to get in the head of the pitcher on the mound for the Tar Heels. Here's the pitch. And Hurley takes that one inside.
Yeah, turned his back to the pitcher, bracing for a hit by a pitch, but it just runs inside for a called ball.
Jack Hurley, the freshman, is a business major here at Virginia Tech. So he steps back into the box, and Rapp steps on the mound, sets, and is ready to deal to Hurley. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Hurley takes another one, same spot. Way inside. The Hokies fans seem to think that Rapp is throwing at him. I do not think that's the case, but 2-1 the count now. Hurley steps back into the box for the fourth pitch of this at-bat. Again, 1 for 3 on the day, that one hit being a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning. Another pickoff attempt to try and get Ginther, nothing there.
And for Hurley, 6 days from now, when the Hokies take on the Seminoles in the 2nd game of that series, Hurley will be celebrating what would be his 19th birthday, the 18-year-old stepping in for a collegiate baseball team.
Now Rapp steps on the mound. Ready to deal here for the Heels. Here's a pitch. And Hurley takes a healthy cut at it, putting the count at 2-2. 88-mile-per-hour fastball swung on and missed by Hurley. Maybe looking for a second home run of the day. Nothing doing there. Ginther stands on first, taking his lead. Rapp ready to pitch once again. Hurley battling his shoulder, ready to go. Here's a pitch from Rapp. And Hurley pops that one up to shallow left field, and that one's going to be caught for the first out of the inning. Got a little bit on that, but not enough, as that one's going to be recorded for the first out. Angel Cerretti got under that in left field, and Hurley trots back to the dugout. Now Gavin Cross into the box. Cross 0 for 1 on the day. Got hit by a pitch earlier today. Now he's going to go take a talk with his coach at third base.
And Cross hit by pitch in the second inning, a walk back in the first. That second inning when he got hit by a pitch, he later came around to score on a pass ball by Tomas Frick. He hasn't had a plate appearance since the fifth inning when he struck out swinging against Nick James. James, by the way, the last pitcher for North Carolina, masterful. 2 1/3, no hits, no runs, and 4 strikeouts. A great appearance for James against a top 25 Virginia Tech team.
Now Sean Rapp looking to replicate that performance again. The starter, Alba, went 1 1/3. We were a little bit puzzled by that decision, but he came out. But the bullpen has done their job. We haven't really seen them do their job this series. But Olio struggled a little bit, but James and Rapp seem to be doing the job all right for the Heels. Now a little discussion between Cross and the home plate umpire. Not sure what that's about, but nonetheless, Cross will step into the box. Nothing to count. Cross steps in now. Rapp takes his time on the mound, toes the rubber, is ready to deal. Here's the pitch. That one's right across the middle for a strike. Good pitch there for the Tar Heels pitcher, Rapp. As the count goes to 0-1, one down, the 79-mile-per-hour breaking ball finds the zone. As Ginther steps off first, here's a swing by Cross. Just whiffs on that one. The 88-mile-per-hour fastball found the outside corner, and Cross missed on it. 0-2 the count now. Cross steps back into the box. Rapp sets. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch coming. Here's a pitch from Rapp. And Cross dribbles that one back up the middle. Taylor-made double play ball. He takes it himself and throws to first, but that's going to be off the mark. Good play there by the shortstop. Gets it out at second. Nothing doing at first. Nonetheless, gets a second out of the inning.
So, yeah, that will go down as a fielder's choice for Gavin Cross. And it was an excellent play for North Carolina, and Danny Cerretti just unable to get the throw off. It seems there was a bit of hesitation when he fielded the ball of whether to flip it to the second baseman or to take it himself. And that hesitation is what cost him the double play.
Now the Texas Tech transfer, TJ Rumfield, steps in the box, 1 for 3 on the day, batting .364 this season. The first pitch from Rapp, he takes a healthy cut at it, and that's going to be strike one. 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Rumfield whiffed on it. Rumfield steps back into the box, 2 down for the Hokies in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's a pitch from Rapp. Rumfield holds up, but that's going to be a called strike. 0-2 the count now. The 79-mile-per-hour breaking ball finds the outside corner for Rapp. And the shift is on. It looks like third baseman is over there in where the shortstop would be, and the first baseline's wide open for TJ Rumfield. Here's a pitch. Rumfield takes it right down the third baseline right after I said the third baseline was wide open, and he gets the single.
And for Virginia Tech, although there are 2 outs in the inning, you do have Kevin Madden, who's due to break out at any time. We mentioned how he was hot last season, still looking for that breakout moment this season, and now would be the time to do it with 2 runners on. You can't exactly tie the game as a home run would bring the Hokies within 1, but you could definitely do damage to Rapp and the North Carolina bullpen.
Now runners on first and second. Cross being the one in scoring position on second base. Madden again 0 for 3 on the day, 294 on the season. No home runs, but 7 RBIs. Struggling a little bit in this series, but this would be huge for him to get going and get a run across the board for the Hokies. Now Rapp toes the rubber and deals to Madden. Madden takes a whiff, and that one's going to be fouled over to the right side, right over the North Carolina dugout. 0-1 the count on the 88-mile-per-hour fastball. That was just fouled off by Madden. Now Madden takes his time, takes off his helmet, and steps back into the box. Rapp now with the 0-1 count, 2 down on the top of the 7th, or the bottom of the 7th for the Hokies, excuse me. So Madden takes a couple practice swings, and Rapp toes the rubber. Now he sets and is ready to deal to the Hokie third baseman. Here's a pitch, and Madden takes it right down the first baseline, but foul.
And here's an interesting note. If the score holds and North Carolina holds on to this 9-5 lead, it would be the first loss at home for Virginia Tech since May of 2019. It's been almost 2 years. That loss came on May 17th a 5-3 loss to arch rival, the University of Virginia.
Now, a lot of that thanks to the COVID pauses. The Hokies hadn't really gotten to their ACC schedule yet, but nonetheless, over 2 years, almost 2 years since the last loss at English Field, as Madden takes one outside for the first ball of this at bat. 1-2 the count now, 2 down. Again, Madden took that one way outside as he steps back in the box. Again, 0 for 3 on the day for Kevin Madden, but looking to get his first hit of the day, what would be a big one. As he steps back in the box, takes a couple practice swings. Now is ready for the pitch from Rapp. Here's the pitch. Madden holds up, but that swing's going to be called safe as the Heels were ready to run back to the dugout. Nonetheless, that was called a ball.
And the Tar Heels in the dugout as well were hopping up and down, almost as if to say, I can't believe we didn't get that call.
Looked like he went to me, but nonetheless, the first base umpire calls it safe. 2-2 the count now to Kevin Madden as he steps back in the box with another chance after what might have been a blessing there for the Hokies. As Rapp steps back on the mound, he's ready to deal a 2-2 to Madden. Here it is. And Madden takes it back up the middle, and that one's going to find grass. Rounding third is Gavin Cross, and he will be in to score. The Hokies cut the lead to 9-6. Just a big-time single from Kevin Madden, his first hit of the day after what looked to be a check swing that could have gone either way. Kevin Madden capitalizes, putting a run on the board for the Hokies.
And welcome back the fans of Virginia Tech, getting the Let's Go Hokies chant back up and running, the first run for Virginia Tech since the second inning.
And now Cade Swisher steps in the box with runners on first and second. 2 down still in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Hokies still trail the Tar Heels 9-6, but a big run to cut into the lead there. As Cade Swisher steps in now. Rapp toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swisher takes one outside.
And Swisher's last at bat, a questionable call as he struck out looking, but it was on a full count in which he was just tossing the bat away as he got rung up, trying to look for redemption here.
Now Cade Swisher steps back in the box. The count stands at 1-0. 2 down again in this bottom of the 7th inning. Runners on first and second for the Hokies. As Cade Swisher steps back in, here's the pitch. That one's outside. 2-0 the count now. The 89-mile-per-hour fastball just a little too outside.
And Rapp, he got his ERA down to about 10.00. With that run and RBI single by Kevin Madden, it's right back up to where we started at a 13.50.
Now we see the Carolina pitching coach visit the mound. This might be it for Rapp. We will see here in just about a minute. Looks like they're having a chat out there, but again, to recap, the big hit by Kevin Madden to get the Hokies 1 run in this inning.
Double-barreled action in the North Carolina bullpen. I wouldn't be surprised if we see North Carolina's 5th pitcher of the day.
Now, it looks like it's a bit of a lengthy conversation, so I'm not sure what exactly is happening, but it looks like he will stay on the mound to face Cade Swisher. You know, we see some from Carolina that, you know, we've gotten used to seeing from Tech. A mound visit from the coach likely has resulted in a bullpen visit in this game for the Hokies, but for the Heels, he just comes out to have a quick talk with his pitcher, and now he's ready to go again.
I don't know if that's sending a message to Virginia Tech to say we're confident in our guy, or if Rapp is the guy for Swisher since he got the punch out, or excuse me, since North Carolina got the punch out Swisher's last at bat.
Now Swisher's 0 for 1 today, but 2-0 the count with 2 down. Swisher steps back in. Here's a pitch. And that one's right down the middle for a strike. Whatever the coach said to him worked as he gets the first strike of this at bat. Now Swisher steps back in the box, taps the plate twice. Rapp takes a quick look at his wrist. Toes the rubber and is ready to go once again. 2-1 the count now, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rapp sets, takes a look at second and delivers to the plate. Now Swisher with a big swing and a miss. It looked like he maybe took like a half swing. Really thought better of it at the end, but nonetheless.
I think it was more so a powerful check swing. He was taking a cut for the fences, and when you take a cut that hard, it's hard to pull back.
2-2 the count now. Again, runners on first and second. Rapp toes the rubbers, ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch. 2 down. Here's the pitch. And that one's on the outside corner, but it's just going to miss the strike zone. Full count again for the Tar Heels.
And that was a big move by Cade Swisher. 2 outs, 2 runners on with 2 strikes. I don't know how you are allowed to lay off a pitch that close.
Now the crowd at English Field comes alive, and Sean Rapp toes the rubber. Steps off for a second, taking his time. Again, runners on first and second for the Hokies. 9-6, the Tar Heel lead stands. As Rapp looks to end this inning. And claps come alive here at English Field. We usually hear that for the Hokies starting pitcher, but now they're trying to rattle the Heels pitcher as he toes the rubber. Here's Rapp, the 3-2 pitch. And that one's in for a strike. Sean Rapp strikes out Cade Swisher to end the Hokies' 7th inning.
And for the second straight inning, Swisher goes down looking on a crucial mistake in which they could have made a big impact into their deficit.
Now the Hokies leave 2 on base after putting up 1 run in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Tar Heel lead stands at 9-6 going into the top of the 8th inning. We'll be right back for more coverage with 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field for the top of the 8th inning. The number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels lead the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies 9-6. Kevin Madden comes through with an RBI single, but Cade Swisher strikes out looking to end the Hokies inning. And now the Heels still lead 9-6 as Max Troiani is coming to the plate to face Shane Connolly.
And Shane Connolly's been that one piece of consistent pitching so far. He still only has a third of an inning pitched, but starting off the next inning is a big sign for the Virginia Tech bullpen.
Now Max Troiani steps in. Here's a pitch from Connolly. That one's outside for a ball. Troiani again is fairly hot to start the year, batting .556, 2 for 4 today. 2 doubles today already. As Troiani steps in, here's a pitch from Connolly. And that one's going to be dribbled up the middle. Good play by Genther, and the throw to Rumfield's on target for the first out of the inning. Fritz Genther backed up to field that one, but nonetheless makes the throw to first to TJ Rumfield for the first out of the inning. And Tomas Frick trotting in the box now. Shane Connolly looking to hopefully give the Hokies bullpen some longevity. Very, very rare longevity. We haven't seen much of that today. As Frick steps in the box. Connolly has already tallied more than the Hokies' previous 6 pitchers as the ball is dribbled to Fritz Genther, and he will bobble it for the 3rd error of the day for the Hokies. 2 coming from Kevin Madden, that one from Fritz Genther. It looks like it just ate him up there.
Yeah, and for Genther, that's also his 4th error of the season. He had 3 coming into this one, and the Hokies now have 3 as a team in this game.
Now 1 down. The Heels have a runner on first in Tomas Frick. As Tyler Causey steps in the box. Mac Horvath now. He'll step in the box. The first pitch is low and away for ball 1. As Horvath comes in for Dallas Tassar. He'll step back in the box for the second pitch of this at-bat. Connolly toes the rubber, takes a brief look over to first at Frick. But will deal to the plate. Here's a pitch, and that one's just outside for a ball. The crowd here does not like that one. Horvath is batting .250 on the season with 1 home run and 3 RBIs. The freshman out of Rochester, Minnesota, went to the IMG Academy, ranked as a number 1 shortstop in Minnesota, 11th in the country by perfect game. Connolly's going to take his time. Horvath steps out of the box. Now he's back in. Frick takes his lead off first. There's going to be, it looks like a dugout warning maybe. Yeah, I guess that's what it's going to be. The home plate umpire takes a brief look at the dugout and starts writing something up. So while we wait for this next pitch, let's recap a little bit of the action. The 7th inning was a busy one for both teams. 3 runs for the Tar Heels in the top of the 7th and 1 run in the bottom for the Hokies. Now the lead stands for the Tar Heels at 9-6. The Heels have accumulated 9 hits Hokies just 5. 3 errors is the story for the Hokies so far in this one. As Connolly toes the rubber, Stetson's ready to deal, but takes a look over at Frick and throws it over there. Nothing doing. 2-0 count against Horvath, the shortstop. Excuse me, he's playing third base today for the Heels. And he's ready to go in the box. Here's a pitch from Connolly. That one looks like it's a little low and inside. 3-0 the count now. You got to think the red light's likely on for Horvath. Connolly struggled to find the zone in this at-bat. As Connolly toes the rubber and sets. Here's the pitch. And that one's right down the middle for a strike. 3-1 the count now. As the crowd here comes alive after the first strike of this at-bat from Connolly. Connolly takes a deep breath. Gets a call from his catcher. Sets on the rubber. And pickoff attempt over to Rumfield. Frick back in safely. We're seeing a lot of pickoff attempts here today at Atlantic Union Bank Park. A lot of speedy runners on the base path for both teams. So now Connolly sets on the rubber, ready to deliver the 3-1 pitch. Here it is. And that one's dribbled down the baseline by Horvath. Excuse me, it's not Horvath. It's Castagnazzi. And now for the Heels.
And Castagnazzi, 1 for 6 in this series. He started both games just getting the pinch hit appearance now, or the defensive change at second base, now batting for the first time.
Connolly takes a brief throw over to Frick. Nothing there. He's back in safely. 3-2 the count now. 1 down in the top of the 8th. Here's Connolly to Castagnazzi. Here's the pitch. And that one's inside for a ball, and that's going to be a walk. Connolly sends Castagnazzi down the first baseline, and now we have 2 on with a 1 out for the Tar Heels. Hokies wanted a check swing there, but it looked like he did hold up, resulting in ball 4. That pitch is a little inside, and now here comes Danny Cerretti, who's really come alive in this one.
Yeah, Cerretti, a home run and a single in the 6th and 7th inning. Now we're in the 8th. We'll see if he can continue his tear.
He steps in the box now. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Started the day with a .056 batting average. That's now up to a .111. As he steps in the box. And a big swing and a miss. Connolly breezes it right by him. The 90-mile-per-hour fastball for strike 1.
And Cerretti, that home run back in the 6th inning, gave North Carolina a 6-5 lead before North Carolina added insurance to make it a 9-5 lead before Virginia Tech cut into it in the bottom half of the 7th inning to make it our score now 9-6.
Now Cerretti back in the box. The second pitch of the at-bat on the outside corner. Cerretti takes a look at his dugout. He did not like that one. Nonetheless, count 0-2. Cerretti steps back into the box. Claps come together here at English Field, looking to give the Hokies arm some juice as Cerretti takes a timeout. Steps back into the box now. Connolly takes a long look at home plate. He sets. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's low for ball 1. 93 miles per hour on that one. That's a top mile per hour that Connolly's hit in this inning. Now Connolly takes a long look at home plate. Cerretti in the box, ready to go. 1-2 the count now. Here's a pitch from Connolly. And that one's driven to right by Cerretti, but that's going to be foul. 82 mile per hour breaking ball fought off by Cerretti. So now the count stands at 1-2 with a 1 down in the top of the 8th inning.
And a couple players starting to stretch out in the Virginia Tech bullpen. They've gone through 10 pitchers already. I'm not sure who they would go to next.
Now Connolly ready for the 1-2 pitch to Cerretti. Here's the pitch. And that one's same spot as the last foul ball, as that one's going to find the deck over at English Field. And now 1-2 the count still. One down. The third 1-2 pitch to Cerretti. Connolly toes the rubber. Cerretti takes a couple practice swings. Connolly getting a call from his catcher, and the ump calls time as Connolly steps back on the rubber. Leonard gives him a signal. Here's a pitch to Cerretti. And that one is check swung, but Leonard shooting at third, and he's going to be in safely as the runners advance on a wild pitch from Shane Connolly. Frick advances to third, and the runner at first, which is going to be Casagnazzi, advances to second.
And now if I'm Virginia Tech, I'm thinking about maybe intentionally walking Cerretti, try and force the double play.
Looks like the count stands at 2-2 now. Connolly steps off. A lot of times being called here in this at bat. But Connolly steps back on the rubber, ready to deal to Cerretti. Runners on second and third. First, Cerretti ducks on the pond, looking to improve on his impressive days thus far. Here's the pitch. And Cerretti swings and misses. Big strikeout from Shane Connolly for the second out of the inning.
And that's huge for Virginia Tech because now a sacrifice fly doesn't drive in another run for North Carolina. You would need a base hit to get down in order to push the runs for the Tar Heels into double digits and extend their lead.
And now we see Mac Horvath step into the box for the Tar Heels, coming in for Tyler Causey, another pinch hitter. Horvath struggling so far this season with a .048 batting average. But again, he comes in as a highly touted freshman out of Rochester, Minnesota. Played at the IMG Academy, again ranked as the #1 shortstop in Minnesota. As the first pitch from Connolly is in for a strike. Again, 2 down in the top of this 8th inning, and 2 on for the Tar Heels, both in scoring position with runners on second and third. 0-1 the count now. Connolly sets, ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. And Horvath swings and misses. 0-2 the count now.
Horvath, you mentioned a highly touted recruit, not to mention the #1 shortstop in Minnesota. He was 11th in the country, according to the Perfect Games rankings out of high school.
Now Connolly steps in once again on the rubber for the 0-2 pitch. Here it is. And that one's on the outside corner for strike 3.
And Conley escapes a jam to keep Virginia Tech in this one.
Runners on second and third. The Heels strand them both in the top of the 8th inning. The score remains 9-6, heading to the bottom frame of the 8th. We'll be right back for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field, where the #25 North Carolina Tar Heels lead the #24 Virginia Tech Hokies 9-6, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Heels strand 2 in the top of the 8th with runners on second and third. A strikeout by Shane Connolly sends down the Tar Heels, and now the Hokies step up in the bottom of the 8th, looking to shorten this lead or even take the lead as Tanner Schobel steps into the box for the Hokies.
And an interesting decision, in my opinion, to keep Sean Rapp in the game after allowing a run, and he got into trouble in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll see what Schobel and the Virginia Tech Hokies can do to Rapp in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Now Schobel steps in. Rapp still in for the Tar Heels. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. Schobel 1 for 3 on the day. That one hit being a deep home run to left field. That was in the 2nd inning for the Hokies, and now he steps back in. Here's a pitch from Rapp. And Schobel takes the check swing, but that one's going to be called a strike. So he did swing on that one, 83-mile-per-hour breaking ball. 0-2 the count now to Schobel. Rapp toes the rubber. Jonas Seeger is on deck for the Hokies. Here's the 0-2 to Schobel. And that one swung on and fouled back. That one would have came right to this window if there was no netting there. Thankfully for the netting, the ball did not, as the count remains at 0-2 off the 88-mile-per-hour fastball from Rapp.
I don't know, Ryan. I kind of would want a souvenir from this game to fly back here.
Schobel steps back into the box. and Rapp toes the rubber. He sets. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. Tanner Schobel strikes out. Rapp with the 0-2 fastball, or breaking ball, excuse me, gets Schobel for the first out of the inning as Jonas Seeger steps back into the box.
And the second straight strikeout for Rapp as he got Swisher looking to end the bottom half of the 7th inning. He starts off the 8th with a K.
Now Seeger steps back into the box for the Hokies. Looking to get a base runner on here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 down. Rapp toes the rubber, ready to deal to the left fielder. Here's a 0-0 pitch. That one's high for a ball. Jonas Seeger is a sophomore out of Gainesville, Virginia. Played both baseball and football in high school. Now he steps back into the box. 1-0 the count. And Jonas Seeger dribbles it up the middle, and that one's going to be stopped by the heel shortstop, but he's going to be in safely at first.
Wow, what a defensive play. It didn't work out for North Carolina, but you take a look at the shortstop, Danny Cerretti, a spin throw, and coming off the bag to make the play was Centracchio. A beautiful play by North Carolina, but unfortunately for the Heels, it's Seeger getting on base.
Good hustle there by Seegers. It did look like that one was going to get through, but Cerretti, again, with a beautiful play, just a throw a little bit off the mark, and Seegers is in at first. Now the freshman Hurley steps in. Excuse me, this is Dane Leonard, the catcher. As Rapp is ready to deal to him, Seegers on first once again. We've seen him there quite a few times here today. As Dane Leonard steps in, Sean Rapp toes the rubber, takes a look over at Seegers. He's ready to deliver the 0-0 pitch. And Leonard cuts on it and misses. The 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball results in a swing and a miss by Dane Leonard. 0-1 the count.
Leonard 0 for 2 today, but he's 1 for 8 all season. That's good for a 125 batting average, but trying to come up in a big spot here to put the Hokies at least a few more runs back out of the deficit.
Now the 0-1 from Rapp to Leonard. Here's the pitch. Leonard holds up, but that's going to be a called strike on the inside corner. 0-2 the count now. Leonard is 0 for 2 today, only batting 125 on the season like you just mentioned, Tyler. Now 1 out in the bottom of the 8th for the Tar Heels, and Rapp toes the rubber, takes a look at Jonas Seegers at first base, but he sets and is ready to deliver the 0-2 pitch. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to drill Dane Leonard. Excuse me, no, it's not. That's going to be called strike 3. It looked like it hit him. But no, that one was in for a strike. Something weird from my perspective up here. That's a third strikeout. Third straight strikeout, excuse me, for Rapp. Now Fritz Genther steps in. 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. Genther's 0 for 1 here today. As Seegers takes his lead off first base. 2 down for the Tar Heels. Here's the pitch to Genther. And Genther takes a hack, but that's going to roll back behind Frick and allow Jonas Seegers to advance to second. And a swing and miss by Genther, but nonetheless allows Seegers to get to second base off the wild pitch. Or the pass ball, excuse me. That got past Tomas Frick.
And even though there's 2 outs, getting a runner into scoring position for Virginia Tech is huge, especially down 3 in a late game situation.
Now Genther steps back into the box, down 0-1 in the count. 2 down again for the Tar Heels in this bottom of the 8th inning as Rapp steps back on the rubber. Here's a pitch from Sean Rapp. And Genther takes it inside for ball 1. Actually, that's going to hit Genther on the leg and allow him to advance to first base. And more importantly, that brings up Jack Hurley with a runner in scoring position.
And not only that, but Hurley, who had a big fly back in the 2nd inning, another one right now would tie this game at 9. This is a huge spot for the true freshman.
2 outs for Jack Hurley as he steps back into the box. A huge situation here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Sean Rapp to get out of. He's in a twist here. Let's see what he can do. Hurley comes in 1 for 4 on the day, batting .308 on the season. Again, that one hit being that 3-run home run as he steps back in the box.
And depending on the first few pitches, I wouldn't be surprised if North Carolina decides to go to their bullpen facing Hurley.
Here's a 0-0 to Hurley. He takes that one right down the middle for a strike.
And that was right at the letters, too. Prime real estate if you're trying to launch one over the wall.
Now Rapp takes his time, steps off the mound, gets a little look at his dugout, takes a look at his wrist. Now steps back on the mound. Stares straight at the freshman Hurley, and he's ready to deal the 0-1. Takes a look at second base, but here's a pitch to Jack Hurley. And Jack Hurley takes a check swing, and that's going to be a called strike. 0-2 the count now. 2 straight breaking balls gets Hurley to bite. And he's down 0-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And Hurley, he's 1 for 4 today. His lone hit was that home run. Other than that, he's not been able to do anything today.
Now Hurley steps back in the box down 0-2. Again, like you said, 1 for 4 today. That one hit being that 3-run home run. As here's the pitch. And Hurley chops it down the third baseline. He's going to try to beat it out. And the throw's going to be in time for the out. The crowd doesn't like it, but that's going to be 3 outs in this bottom of the 8th inning. And we're going straight to the top of the 9th. The score, North Carolina 9, Virginia Tech 6. We'll be right back for 3304 Sports. We're back here at English Field for some more baseball action. Top of the 9th inning between the number 24 North Carolina Tar Heels, number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels and the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies. The Tar Heels hold the lead 9-6 as Shane Connolly comes back out to the mound for the Hokies. For this top of the 9th inning, he's coming in to face a leadoff hitter, Angel Cerretti. Looking to keep the lead right where it is, allowing the offense to possibly create a rally in the bottom of the 9th. Hokies had a chance there, but Jack Hurley was thrown out at first. There's runners on first and second, but the Hokies left them stranded. As we're getting ready for the top of the 9th, as it looks like a trainer's going to run out, or the coach is going to run out to center field to talk to Hurley.
I don't think I've ever seen a coach run out to the center field position.
Not exactly sure what's going on, but they are having a chat with Hurley along with an umpire. Looks like it might be an injury.
And he is holding what seems to be the inside of his left knee, trying to show that his coach that he has full range of motion, and they'll agree with him, and Hurley will remain in center field.
Again, I haven't seen anything like that before. It looks like they have a player ready to sub in for him, but that's not going to be the case as he's going to jog back out there. That is something that I have not seen before, but Shane Connolly's ready to go, and so are the Tar Heels, but some coaches having discussions. And now it looks like Brennan Reback is going to check in for Jack Hurley. And he is not happy out there, but he will jog back to the dugout, and Reback's in for Hurley.
And Reback, the more experienced player, although Hurley's had a great start to the season, Reback, the junior out of Vernon Hills, Illinois, he had a defensive appearance in Game 1 of this series in right field. Now will take over in center.
And I'm sure we'll know more about Hurley's status after this game, but the interesting development is he does not look happy coming in the dugout. It looked like he had gotten clearance from 2 of the coaches, but then one of the coaches insisted that Reback come in for Hurley, and that's a bad injury. That's a big loss for the Hokies. But here's a first pitch to Cerretti, and that one's outside for a ball. Again, Cerretti 1 for 3 on the day, batting .333 on the season. 1-0 the count now. Connolly in the windup. He deals. And a check swing by Cerretti is going to be called that he did go, and that's going to be the first strike of the at-bat on the 81-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Now coming up in the bottom of the 9th for Virginia Tech is the meat of their lineup. The Heels looking to maybe add some insurance runs here. As Connolly in the windup once again, he deals. Cerretti squares around to bunt, but the pitch is high and away, so that's going to be ball 2. 2-1 the count now. Left fielder leading off for the Tar Heels. Steps back into the box. Connolly deals once again, and that one's going to be high. 3-1 the count now.
And Shane Conley, since getting into the game, has been masterful in relief for Virginia Tech. Came in, got into a bit of trouble after a sack bunt by Cerretti, but after that, really nothing doing for North Carolina.
Another high pitch is going to walk Cerretti and put him on with no outs in the top of the ninth inning, and now coming in is Caleb Roberts. Roberts is 0 for 2 today. In his last plate appearance, they intentionally walked him to load the bases, but then got the third out of the inning. Nothing doing for Roberts, so he steps back to the box with .257 average with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Takes a couple practice swings. Steps in the box now. As Conley is in the stretch, takes a look at Cerretti at first, and now pitches. And that one's inside for ball 1.
And it seems like Conley might be losing a bit of control following the last walk. It was a 4-1 count on the previous walk to Cerretti.
Now Roberts steps back in the box. Conley in the stretch. He sets and deals. That one's going to be in for a strike. 1-1 the count now. 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball finds the inside corner. The right fielder steps back into the box for the Heels. Sophomore out of Coral Springs, Florida, steps back in. Here's a pitch from Connolly. And that one's going to be in for a strike. 1-2 the count. Caleb Roberts was awarded Harold Broward Player of the Year when he was in high school, and his brother Brett is at FSU, Florida State University, playing golf. So Roberts steps back in the box. 1-2 the count now. Here's a pitch. And a swing and a miss. Shane Connolly sets down Caleb Roberts on strikes for the first out.
And that will make Roberts 0 for 4 today, but his first punch out.
Now Justice Thompson in for the Heels. One down again. Angel Cerretti stands on first base.
And Justice Thompson, 1 for 2 today. His past 3 plate appearances in order have been a hit by pitch, a walk, and a hit by pitch. None of those he's been able to escape first base.
Here's a pitch from Connolly. Thompson takes a half cut and kind of bunts it down the first baseline foul. Thompson batting .432 in the season, 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Again, one of his home runs coming in yesterday's game, an absolute moonshot to center field, 468 feet. Now he steps back in the box and the pickoff attempt over to first base, nothing doing. Justice Thompson, sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. And like you said earlier, his father David played football at USF. As he steps back into the box, here's the pitch from Connolly. And that one's driven up in the air, and it's going to be out of play. 2 foul balls from Justice Thompson results in an 0-2 count with 1 down. The 81-mile-per-hour breaking ball finds his seats at English Field. 0-2 the count with 1 down in the top of the 9th inning. Thompson steps back into the box as the claps at English Field come alive once again. As Thompson takes a couple practice swings, Connolly in the stretch takes a look at first and is ready to deal. And that one's on the outside corner for strike 3. Shane Connolly with his 2nd consecutive strikeout.
And for Connolly, make that strikeout number 5 on the day. So he's pitched 2 full innings. That means only 1 out that he's achieved didn't come by way of the punch out.
Now he's provided that longevity that the Hokies bullpen has been looking for, as the Hokies bullpen is busy once again, just in case, as number 42, Brett Centracchio, steps in the box. Connolly ready to deal in the stretch, looking at Cerretti. Pickoff attempt over there. Nothing there. Cerretti back in safely. Tough day for the cleanup hitter. 0 for 5. Batting .270 on the season. Just a rough day here from Centracchio as he looks to maybe add something to the Tar Heels scoreboard as he steps back in the box. Connolly in the stretch. Here's a pitch. And a big swing and a miss from Centracchio. Actually, that was fouled away for the first strike of the at-bat. 0-1 the count. 90-mile-per-hour fastball just tipped off by Centracchio. Back to the net. Now a step back in the box, and Connolly in the stretch once again. Connolly ready to deal. And he's going to go over again to Cerretti, who hasn't moved from first base since he got there. The second pickoff attempt of this at-bat. So he's just trying to keep him honest over there.
And Cerretti, no stolen base attempts so far this game.
Now Centracchio steps back in the box, Connolly in the stretch. Here's a pitch. And that one's on the outside corner, but called a ball. 1-1 the count now. Centracchio ready to go once again. Connolly on the rubber gets a call from his catcher, Dane Leonard. Here's a pitch. And a big swing and a miss from Centracchio. 1-2 the count now.
Centracchio's gone down on strikes 3 times in today's game. Conley going to try to give him the golden sombrero.
And again, here the claps come from the crowd at English Field. Connolly toes the rubber. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one's a swing and a miss. Shane Connolly keeps a Tar Heel lead right where it is. 9-6 Tar Heels going into the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll be right back for the rest of the coverage with 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field for the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Virginia Tech Hokies as the North Carolina Tar Heels lead 9-6. And Rapp still on the mound for the Tar Heels. Sean Rapp looking to finish this one out as the meat of the Hokies lineup is coming up. You got Gavin Cross and then TJ Rumfield on deck. And then in the hole, you got Kevin Madden. So if you're the Hokies, this is your chance.
Yeah, especially for a pitcher that in Sean Rapp that doesn't typically go long distance. He had 1.1 innings heading into this game. He now has 2.0 innings today. So he's not used to going this long this season.
Here's a 0-0 pitch from Rapp, and that's going to be a big swing and a miss from Gavin Cross. Cross 0 for 2 on the day, batting .303 on the season, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Steps back into the box. Ready for the 0-1 pitch. Here's a pitch across. And Cross holds up. That one's going to be outside and low for a ball. 1-1 the count now. Yeah, in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Hokies looking to make one last push to secure the series sweep. But right now, the Tar Heels have the 9-6 lead. Here's a pitch to Cross. And that one's inside, and it's going to nick Gavin Cross. So the Hokies have a runner on with no outs in the bottom of the 9th inning.
This is exactly what you need if you're Virginia Tech. Now, all of a sudden, the tying run is in the on-deck circle.
And now the Texas Tech transfer steps back in the box. TJ Rumfield, 2 for 4 here today. Looking to put his footprint even more in this game.
Good day for Rumfield. 2 singles, 2 flyouts. On those 2 singles, though, he hasn't been able to advance farther than second base. That's going to have to change if the Hokies want to take the sweep against the Tar Heels.
Now Rapp sets on the mound. Cross taking his lead off first. Here's the pitch. Rumfield takes that one low, and that's going to be ball 1. Now Rapp back on the mound. That pitch low and outside. Good block by Frick nonetheless. Keeps the ball in front of him. Allows Cross to stay on first base. Now Rapp sets and deals to Rumfield. That's inside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count now. As Rapp steps back on the mound.
And it seems like Rapp has been struggling with control. 2 balls now in that hit by pitch.
Now Rapp sets on the mound, ready for the 2-0 pitch. Here it is. And a big swing and a miss from TJ Rumfield. 2-1 the count now. 88-mile-per-hour fastball gets in on the hands of Rumfield, and he's not able to make contact with that one.
And there is action in the North Carolina bullpen just in case things start going the wrong way for Sean Rapp.
Now Rapp sets and is ready to deal again to Rumfield. Here's a pitch. That one's on the outside corner for strike 2. Rumfield takes a long look at home plate. Umpire does not like that one at all.
And I think that was just a lean back to ask where the pitch was and get more clarification on that. But it did seem almost like a disrespectful turn.
Now here's a 2-2 to Rumfield. And it's grounded to the second baseman. Pitch to second and gets Cross, but Rumfield is in safely at first. Rumfield will replace Cross on the fielder's choice.
And that could have been disastrous for Virginia Tech. They're lucky they get out of that avoiding the double play.
Now number 26, Kevin Madden, stepping up to the plate with TJ Rumfield on first base, 1 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now Madden takes a couple hacks and gets ready to go. As Frick gives Rapp a couple signals, crouches down, and we're ready to go. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. Kevin Madden steps in the box. Rapp toes a rubber. Cross on first. Here's a 0-0 to Madden. And that one's high for a ball. 1-0 the count.
And Rapp comes into this game, initially when he did come in from the bullpen, he had a 13.50 ERA. He has worked that all the way down to a 7.36.
Very good day from Sean Rapp, doing what the North Carolina bullpen has come to expect from their guys. Now Madden steps back in the box. Here's a pitch from Rapp. A big hack from Madden is going to be popped right up to the third baseman. And that one's going to be caught by Mac Horvath for the second out.
And now it's the final chance for Virginia Tech, and you have Cade Swisher, who now twice in a row has gone down looking.
That's 2 big bats retired for the Tar Heels. Kevin Madden and TJ Rumfield both set down. Now in the box is Cade Swisher. 0 for 2 on the day. Like you said, 2 strikeouts looking. And he comes back into the box looking for his first hit of the year. He steps in the box. Here's the pitch. And that's swung on by Swisher. That one's deep to center, but Justice Thompson is going to be under it, and the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels escape Blacksburg, Virginia, with 1 win in the 3-game series, defeating the number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies 9-6.
Yeah, they end on a good note for North Carolina. I believe that they are going to drop out of the rankings with this series loss, but to come back to Chapel Hill 2 games from now, you take on the Liberty Flames, and you just beat Virginia Tech 9-6 in a great game by both sides. It will be interesting, though, for both sides to see Virginia Tech plays VCU, North Carolina playing Liberty, how they manage their pitching staff. Both burn through a lot of their bullpen.
That's going to wrap this one up from English Field. We'll be right back with a quick post-game show for 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field, where we're wrapping this one up. The Tar Heels take one from the Hokies 9-6 for 3304 Sports. I'm Ryan Wilkes alongside Tyler Katz. And Tyler, the Hokies ran through a fair amount of pitchers here today.
Yeah, 10 pitchers for Virginia Tech, and a majority of them pitching either 0.0 innings pitched or a third of an inning pitched. 7 of them, in fact, only 3 pitched more than 2/3 of an inning, and that was Xander Hamilton, who pitched 1, Shane Conley, who ended the game with 2 1/3, and the starting pitcher, Anthony Simonelli, who pitched 4 complete.
Now for the Tar Heels, the bullpen had struggled so far this series, but they came up in a monumental way here today.
Yeah, the bullpen, they allowed only 1 earned run heading into this series. That was 10 through the first 2 games. Now taking a look at their bullpen, they allowed 4 earned runs out of the bullpen, but a big part of that was because Max Alba served as more of the opener role for North Carolina, only pitching 1 1/3. But a good bullpen day for North Carolina, only using 3 pitchers out of the pen, and Nick James, the true freshman for North Carolina, getting his first collegiate victory, pitching 2 1/3, hitless.
That's going to wrap this one up from English Field. Again, the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels take this one from the Hokies 9-6. Again, a couple things to wrap it up. 9 hits for the Tar Heels, 6 hits for the Hokies, 3 errors for the Hokies, 2 costly ones in 1 inning. And that's going to do it here. The Hokies return to English Field Tuesday to take on the VCU Rams. We'll have all your coverage here for 3304 Sports. Have a good night, everybody.